Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It's a Tuesday, baby.
Oh, yes, it is.
Feel it in your bones. Breathe it in. It is going to be an amazing day. Yes. We are surrounded by amazing people. Hopefully you're waking up with that same sense of energy and positivity this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Graham Richards.
Adams, and it's such a blessing to be waking up with you this very Tuesday morning.
What better way to do it than to launch into our feel-good breakfast show with something really special. I hope you got your dancing shoes. Loosen up the hips just a little bit. Get the jazz hands ready. We have a few incredible performances.
Yeah.
The Abigail Marimba band are here. The gents are here. They're a little bit nervous. They're excited.
They're very confused because they haven't been performing, especially on a public platform like this, because of COVID-19. So it's such a pleasure to have them in studio today.
Really
we sit down with a couple of doctors as well this Tuesday to answer all of your health-related questions, especially after the president has announced that the first batch of vaccines landed in South Africa.
They are here. The first million have arrived. We got a detailed kind of breakdown of the rollout plan. Looks like we're going to be trying to source vaccines from every corner, but I'm going to say it because this is on everyone's minds right now.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But if not, I will elaborate in the news in just a moment. But so good to have you here. So good to be connecting with our family, our brothers, our Chinas. Morning,
How's it, guys?
How's it, Butts?
Yeah, Kazi.
He just cheersed us. The guy is excited. Yeah,
It is indeed. It's a Magic Tuesday call. We're choosing to spend the day with you, Mzansi, and I'm choosing to spend it with Carl because we got so much magic coming up in the show this morning. But of course, we're chatting to the people, right, Carl?
Absolutely.
Questions.
Absolutely. So there's a massive question we want to ask you. This is actually one of the questions that you ask anybody. If you really want to know somebody, take them to a karaoke.
Go deep.
Then you find their truth. If you really want to understand the person's moral fabric and their emotional status, take them to a karaoke and get exactly what type of song they want on that screen. So for your side, if you were to pick a karaoke song, what would it be?
You know that like go-to for me is like that emotional Wonderwall. Today is gonna be a day when I run. And just let it all out, Carl.
I love Wonderwall. It is. It's a beautiful. The way he sings it, it's probably an oasis when you enjoy it though. But the question is, what is your favorite karaoke song? Please hit us up on Facebook and make sure you hashtag Expresso Show. We'd love to hear and sing along with you. You'll find out later.
Thanks so much, lads. Let's kick it off with our national news first. And of course, the major story breaking over yesterday. The first batch of the coronavirus vaccine from India arrived in the country yesterday. The consignment at our Tambo airport was met by President Cyril Ramaphosa and other dignitaries. Meanwhile, addressing the nation last night, Ramaphosa said South Africa would remain under lockdown level 3, but a number of restrictions had been eased. He said that a decline in the number of new cases of the virus and hospital admissions warranted this. Ramaphosa also elaborated on South Africa's vaccine progress. So still with the president's address last night, among the detailed changes he announced were that the curfew will be shortened from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Faith-based gatherings will now be allowed with a maximum of 50 people indoor and 100 for outdoor events. Public places such as beaches, dams, rivers, parks and public swimming pools will be reopened, and restrictions on the sale of alcohol will be eased, allowing licensed establishments to sell for off-site consumption from Monday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and licensed establishments for on-site consumption any day of the week from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, looking at our international news, Nigeria has offered to support Mozambique in its fight against Islamist insurgents in the gas-rich northern province of Cabo Delgado. More than 2,000 people have been killed and some 500,000 others displaced in the violence. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs' visit to Mozambique was a part of a diplomatic tour to mobilize support for a bid to chair the Peace and Security Council of the African Union. Tanzania, South Africa and Burkina Faso are also vying for that seat. Elections will be held during the AU's summit scheduled for later this week. Myanmar's military has now seized power after detaining Nobel Peace Laureate Aung San Suu Kyi and other democratically elected leaders yesterday morning. A nighttime curfew is in force with a one-year state of emergency declared. The army alleges the recent landslide election win by Suu Kyi's party was marred by fraud. She has urged supporters to protest against the coup, saying the military actions would put the country back under a dictatorship. US President Joe Biden has threatened new sanctions, with the UN and UK also condemning the coup. And now for some inspiring news regarding the jab. The internationally renowned Ndlovu Youth Choir very appropriately yesterday released a new song encouraging South Africans to get vaccinated. This as South Africa yesterday received that first shipment of COVID-19 vaccines, as I said, from the Serum Institute in India. Now that the vaccines are here, let's encourage one another to get the jab and do the jabba jabba. The choir's Twitter post read that yesterday. Choir master Rolf Schmidt said everyone needs to do what they can to end the COVID-19 pandemic. Encouraging South Africans to support the vaccine will help South Africa support the vulnerable and return to normal as soon as possible. Schmidt added they hope their message particularly resonates with young people and encourages them not only to take the vaccine, but encourage their friends and families to do so as well. Choir members echoed Schmidt's call for South Africans to get vaccinated as soon as they can. The vaccine is going to help us get back to normal life again, they said. You can practice the jabba jabba dance moves as we get into our sporting headlines. Let's start with local cricket. The Dolphins claimed a 3-wicket win over the Cape Cobras at the Senvest Park in Potchefstroom to reach the Momentum One-Day Cup final. Robbie Frelink and Sinuram Matasami both posting half-centuries, picking up 2 wickets each to guide the Dolphins to the win. That means the Dolphins will face the winner of that second semi-final between the Lions and the Knights, and that match kicks off at 10 a.m. today. On to rugby news. Western Province and Stormers loose forward Jaco Coetzee has been released early from his contract with the team to join the English Premiership team Bath. Coetzee earned 22 caps for the Stormers and 36 caps for Western Province in his 4 years as a senior player. Western Province head coach John Dobson thanked Coetzee for his contributions on and off the field in his 6 years here in Cape Town. And then on to motorsport. Finally, AlphaTauri driver Pierre Gasly has become now the 6th Formula One driver to test positive for COVID-19. The 24-year-old Frenchman said that he is feeling okay and will continue to follow his training plan from home while in isolation. Reigning F1 champion Lewis Hamilton contracted the coronavirus last year and missed races as a result. The 2021 Formula One season will start in Bahrain from the 26th to the 28th of next month, March. That's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get our first look at some of your beautiful sunrise vistas and get our morning take on the weather.
Thank you so much, dear. Very good morning to you, South Africa. My name is Jamie Lee Domberg, and we like to start off your day by hearing from you, our viewers, and how it works. We ask you to send through your sunrise photos from wherever you may be, and you sure have come through this morning. We start off with Verity Barnes Herbert from Rubik West, sharing this gorgeous photo of the sun rising over the mountains. Now you are in for a day filled with plenty of sunshine and a maximum of 37 degrees. If you are outside today, make sure that you have a hat and some SPF and of course some cool glasses just to make yourself look cool for this Tuesday. Now another one coming through from Shivani Reddy, who sent us this glorious sunrise showing off the blue, pink and golden hues in her area. Don't forget to share your location with us when sharing your sunrise photos so we are able to give you a brief update on the weather in your area too. Now keep sharing those sunrise pictures with us on the Expresso Facebook page. We welcome our local and international viewers to take part in this too. Yesterday morning we reported on the hectic snowstorm that was due to hit the US East Coast yesterday. This of course materialized and with wind gusts of up to 80 kilometers per hour, creating blinding blowing snow. 60 centimeters have already fallen and New York City has declared a state of emergency. Non-essential travel is restricted, schools have been closed and some 75% of flights into John F. Kennedy Airport have been cancelled. It has already been snowing on the East Coast with with California experiencing more than 2 meters of snow last week. And this meant playtime for the panda pair, Mai Jiang and Tian Tian, at the Smithsonian National Zoo in Washington. As you can see, they are frolicking, slipping and sliding in the very thick snow. Now, their 5-month-old cub, Xiao Qiji, briefly braved all the snow before opting to head back inside very hurriedly. And the video of the panda's antics in the snow rapidly went viral on social media, and we absolutely love seeing it. Now, bringing it back home, here's a first look at the temperatures for the day. We kick it off with Polokwane. You can expect a low of 17 today, peaking at 22 degrees. Umbumbelo ranges from 18 to 19. If you're out and about in Pretoria, expect some thunder showers with a low of 16 and a high of 18. Johannesburg, for you, it is 14, 16 with a 100% chance of rain. Mahikeng ranges from 16 to 18 as well. Klerksdorp coming through with a low of 15 and a high of 17. Kimberley, your minimum is 16 with a maximum of 25. Bloemfontein, your minimum is 15 with a high of 23. Rain is expected for you today, Richards Bay, with a minimum of 19 and a high of 22, and Pietermaritzburg coming through ranging from 16 to 21. South Africa's playground, Durban, today can expect a low of 21 and a high of 24. Umtata expect 15 as your low and 23 as your high, and East London ranges from 19 to 25. Cradock, your minimum is 18, peaking at 34 today. The friendly city of Port Elizabeth ranges from 18 to 26, and you can expect some sunshine coming your way. George, 17, 25. The mother city, Cape Town, ranges from 18 to 28. Worcester, 14, 36. Sutherland, 12, 30. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington coming through with a low of 18 and a high of 35. And that's where I leave your weather for this morning.
Oh, the weather is looking pristine. It's made for the beach, Carl.
Beach.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say the beach, though. Are you very excited about this beach thing, eh?
Absolutely frothing, man. I cannot wait, of course. And I'm frothing for the rest of the show, of course, as well. I'm going to be taking some kids into the jungle for a very, very, very intense workout.
And of course, workouts need some music, and that's why we got the Abigail Marimba band in studio, and we'll get to know them a bit more in the next couple of moments. So stick with us. You're right here on Expresso. We're live on SABC 3. Oh, but energy.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso, here on SABC3. Our musical guests this morning are phenomenal artists. Back in 2002, Eugene Tembisile Sambata put together a group of 9 talented artists from across different parts of Cape Town to form what we know today as Abigail Marimba Band. Now, throughout the years, they have grown as a unit and performed at corporate events, functions, weddings, festivals, and some have even freelanced internationally. Now, through the many challenges they have encountered in their journey, including the global pandemic that we are currently going through, they never gave up because their motivation to overcome anything is for the love of music and sound. They join us right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show to tell us more about their journey. Good morning. Thank you for joining us, Namhlanje.
Morning.
I'm going to start off with you, Eugene. You are the founder of Abigondela, a marimba band, back in 2002. Yep. What was the motivation behind putting together this group?
Basically it was the love of music and what's happening in the townships. There were a lot of guys who had talent. I was one of them, fortunately. So, we gathered all the talent that we had instead of using drugs, joining gangsterism, you know how it is outside. So, we got the talent, so why not do something positive?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you all have a musical background in the group?
Most of the guys do have a musical background. Some of them don't know that they have, but we do, yeah. Basically, everybody's got that thing inside, yeah.
So the group looks to cultivating those talents from Abantu, where you are from. Was it easy to get the band started? What were the first things that you needed to put together?
It was not easy, but not difficult. We just had to look at the right places, for the right people, The guys were there. By freelancing and moving around, meeting a lot of musicians, then you see the people that you can work with comfortably and who are in the same level in terms of love of music, like you, and people who blend in easily with you. Then basically it was that.
No, I get it. It's all about that connection as well, outside of the music and the sound of it. Speaking about sound, Luto, you are one of the members of the group, and I know that you've incorporated other instruments such as the saxophone in your repertoire. Why was that important for your sound specifically?
Oh, the saxophones, and we were like upgrading from we were setting it free from its traditional trains, marimba and its tradition, whereby it's seen as a limited instrument. So we've been versatile, visiting other genres, jazz, African beats, like traditional to world music, So we because the saxophone is like back in the days how people used to play horns, the kudu horns and all those things. So the saxophone, I think it's a modernized version of those things. Yeah, there's nothing new about it.
Yeah,
it comes from way back.
Yeah,
even though we don't know at times. Yeah, we think we're breaking records at times, but it's things that have been there.
In 2014, you released a CD with the different sounds from Ingoma Sizaziyo to Ingoma of your own composition. What type of music did you guys create, and why specifically that?
I'd say we play world music, because we got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of classic, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of deep African music, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We fused it, We fused everything into our album.
And where can people get the album? On your website?
Right now, you can't, not on our website. We're so busy. We were busy doing that, putting our music online. But this pandemic came and everything just dropped.
Yeah.
But we're still working on that. But for now, you can find us. We sell it direct at the waterfront and in various places where we perform. For instance, we do weddings.
Yes.
We do corporate functions. We do end-year parties, anything. And when you want us, you want to book us, you can book us via Jenny at
It's Events Inc.
Entertainment, yeah, Events Inc., Entertainment Inc., and you can just ask for Jenny.
Yeah, and that's how they get you. And this is the perfect time actually to get back out there because of the lockdown lift is all. So people can now continue to have their intimate and controlled events, and you guys are available for those performances. What is the plan for 2021 now for Abigail Marimba Band?
Okay, 2020. Okay, can I start by 2020?
Yes.
2020 was a little bit hectic. It was a little bit difficult. Everything just shut down, you know, unplanned. 2021 started nicely. 2021 started nicely. Then we had this lockdown, which was also hectic for us.
Yeah.
But our plans, I mean, we're going to push forward. We want to do new things, explore, you know.
Yeah.
And just we just want to spread our wings as far as we can.
We are all here for that, and I wish you guys all the best. They have been in this game since 2002. They are still around to give us 3 incredible performances you do not want to miss out. They are also available. Contact them on their Facebook page at Abigail Marimba Band. And if you want to get in touch with them, simply email info@eventsinc.co.za or call 084-877-7113. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
So chuffed to have the lads here. I've seen them perform so many times. They are a vibe. They are amazing. Go book them right now if you can, but stick around because they're going to be performing on the show. From local music now, though, to local flavors and a whole lot of feel-good vibes. Coffee culture runs deep in our veins here in the Mother City. Yes, you might call some coffee snobs, okay? But so much so that Expresso has given a nod to the Mother City in their new World Explorations range of Lungo coffees, and it's actually, Carl, one of my favorites.
I think this is a beautiful opportunity to kind of feel the flavors of Cape Town within a coffee.
Sure.
You know, because naturally we've got this affinity for intense blends, and I think it's about the history that we have with regard to trade routes coming, you know, sort of around the bend, trying to access Asia. So, I mean, we're inspired. We're a cultural melting pot.
Well, that went both ways. So we obviously have an echoing that Asian taste palette, the intense, robust flavors, and being a stopping point on that old trade routes of the Asian coffee back in the 17th century. In fact, Cape Town saw its taste shaped by the shipments of Robusta and Indian Arabicas that traveled through here, and that gives you an idea of why we like such an intense palate.
I'm hoping that when I sip this, there'll be that one word that comes out of my mouth, aware. Just to kind of enjoy it. You know what I mean? I feel like I need to do. Did you make me this one earlier?
I made you that.
Thank you
with
very
love,
much.
With a little bit of extra
Let me
love
just
this morning.
smell the...
I'm going to make myself one as well.
All right.
Can I let you in a little secret?
Please do.
This is my 3rd Cape Town for this morning because I had one on my way in this morning in my Nespresso flask.
Okay.
Which is a special thing. You've got to be special to get an Nespresso flask.
Yeah, I know.
Which is really, really awesome. So I had an opportunity to kind of really get into it. I like the more intense flavors. This sits level 10. So this is going to give you that dark intensity. It's got a full-bodied flavor, almost kind of a woodsy aroma, very robust. And it's reminiscent of that Robusta cargo that shaped the city's taste. So you're getting a taste of history there.
I'm ready for history. I'm ready.
Cheers, buddy. Hey?
I'm sorry, that just happened organically. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful, it really is.
That's lovely. Oh, the intensity hits you on the nose first. And I'm all about the coffee aroma as part of the psychosomatic relationship that I have with coffee. I need to smell it in my house. I need to then taste it and then live off it for the rest of the day.
But you can really smell, and I like the fact that it's paying homage to the, as mentioned earlier, that the cultural melting pot that it was. You know, this is about everything. It's about the vibe. I actually, was that music coming from the coffee?
Oh no, I just had a sip. It was from the heavens.
I thought so.
It had
that good feeling. This is a really, really good. And of course, you'll make this. This is a lungo, so 110 ml with regard to this one as well when you make it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and potent, man. Potent taste for a potent.
I want to cheers you and just say like, this is absolutely sensational.
I was loving the Buenos Aires of this new range of Lungos, the World Explorations range.
Yeah.
I'm kind of weighing towards Cape Town now because I'm realizing now why I have such an intense kind of flavor profile. It's because I live in Cape Town. It's because I live down here.
Yes. I feel like they call that bias, but we're not going to say that. It's actually just more about the palate and taste. You know,
No,
This is
completely.
just, it's really cool. I feel very awake at the moment. Let me tell you what's going through me. I feel the essence of awakeness. I feel like I could enjoy this in January, February, March, April, May, June, July. August, September, October.
It is. It's holy
got that
Cape
thing.
Town. I'm actually most proud that Expresso decided to put Cape Town on the world map like this because we are a standout feature of the world coffee trade. We've got history here, and we've also got a very developed coffee palate. So go out there and experience it for yourself. Do it in the lungo because you want more to enjoy. Absolutely beautiful, man.
It really is indeed.
Away.
Away.
Okay, guys, just keep sound checking for me, please.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your feel-good breakfast show right here on SABC3. And we are about to spread that feel-goodness because recently a medical student from Cape Town who relocated to Johannesburg took to Instagram to share her struggle with owing her university approximately 500,000 Rand in fees. Now, Dr. Mumtaz Imran was told she would not be able to graduate if she did not settle her debt to the institution. She then called on the support from South Africans to assist and was overwhelmed with the response. I think let's take a look at her social media plea for help.
Hey guys, so I'm reaching out to everyone today because I'm in a very tricky situation. This is a very difficult thing for me to do, to put out a video like this, that I thought, why not just swallow my pride for a second. So to give you some background, I just finished my last medical exam yesterday, and I thought I'd be excited. I thought I'd be over the moon. But then I got a message from my faculty stating that I will not graduate if I have historical debt, and if it's not settled by the 9th, which is tomorrow, my name will get removed from the graduation list. So for me, this is a really, really big thing because I've worked really hard to get here. And unfortunately, I have all this debt. The amount that I owe is 471,000 Rand. Yeah, I know. Pretty hectic. This is kind of my last attempt at trying to graduate. So yeah, I hope this video speaks to you guys. And if there's anything that you can do, please reach out.
We still get goosebumps watching that video, and of course, through the spirit of Ubuntu, within 24 hours of calling on the help of Mzansi, Dr. Taz did it, everybody. She managed to raise the funds and graduate. Now, here to tell us more about her remarkable story, please welcome recently qualified medical doctor, everybody, Mumtaz Emirad.
Yes!
Hi, guys.
You are officially a medical doctor. So I'm going to say Dr. Taz now. How does it feel to hear that?
It's so weird. Like, I walk through the barrack corridors and people are like, oh, Dr. Emirad, and I keep walking. And then my mate's like, yo, dude, they're calling you. And you're like, oh, oops, I'm no longer a student. Like, you're a whole doctor. It's really weird. I don't think it's completely sunken in yet. But hopefully, as time goes on, I'll warm up to it.
You know, when I saw the video for the first time, there was so much sincerity, and I could tell that here's somebody who is genuinely using a social media platform to you know, as a cry for assistance. But if you think about where you were sitting at that time, did you ever think when you made the first video that it would get more than 500,000 views, and also the type of response that South Africa gave you after everybody received it and it was shared far and wide?
I definitely didn't expect that. I was thinking the other day, I was like, when I view myself as this little colored girl from Bukab, and nothing really comes from that place. Not that it's not an amazing place, but dreams are just dreams. And if you from Bukab or from Cape Town, it's rare that when you dream something and it becomes a reality, it's such a surreal moment. And that's kind of what I felt when I got the response that the South Africans gave me on that day, because I hadn't imagined it. I was like, at least 10 people will see my video, and that'll be amazing, because those 10 people will share it, and then maybe at the end of the day, 100 people will donate something. So I definitely didn't think that I'd get 500,000 views and raise the funds in 24 hours. And I don't feel like it's got to do with South Africa coming together for Taz. I feel like we were just going through a really, really tough time, and everyone wanted to believe in something bigger than themselves. And I think that's what the cause was, to do something bigger, to believe in something again, to restore hope in South Africa. And when I look at it like that, I'm like, of course, we raised the funds in 24 hours. South Africa is just amazing, and I don't know, I'm just so overwhelmed even thinking about it. I'm just glad that platform was opened so that we can see ourselves through the telescope of hope again. So I'm glad that it restored some kind of hope in South Africa again.
And let me tell you that you are more than just a little colored girl from Bukap. You are now a whole doctor. Let's just put that out there. But I want to go back to what made you do the video in the very first place. I mean, why take it to social media and do this video?
So I had reached out to my faculty ample amount of times during that or post their email. And unfortunately, I wasn't afforded the opportunity to graduate. Even after sending them emails, asking them, look, can I settle this historical debt? Can I take acknowledgement of debt? And they were like, unfortunately, because you owe more than 15,000 Rand, you can't do that. I went as far as to ask, can I please walk across that stage? Even if you just give me without giving me the scroll, you can give me the fee statement in my scroll. Like, you don't have to give me my degree. And I was met with a no, unfortunately. And I remember bawling my eyes out and thinking, what can I do? Like, there's absolutely nothing I can think of. And I remember waking up on the 8th and thinking, my son's birthday is on the 9th. And how then do I go to him and say, oh, as a birthday gift, your mom's not going to graduate. I won't become a medical doctor. I won't be able to support you financially. I was like, that can definitely not be a reality. And I sat and I was like, I have absolutely no idea what to do. Went on Instagram like I do every morning. And I was like, wait, maybe I can reach out to my followers. And I sat with myself for 2 hours. I was like, I can't be that vulnerable. Because on my Instagram, it's all about don't make excuses, be happy. It's just optimistic, right? And I was like, now I have to remove that. I have to remove this mask. I have to literally put my heart out there for people to see. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And I toyed back and forth for 2 hours. I was like, I'm not doing this. I cannot do this because I was prideful. And I remember sitting there and praying back and forth. And I was like, God, like, can you just tell me what to do? Just show me what to do and I'll do it. And then it was the video. And I guess my spirit was like, there's a video that you have to do, whether you like it or not, this is bigger than you. And the moment I realized that this was bigger than myself, and this is probably going to be a message that a lot of people can relate to, and it might open the doors for a lot of other people, it was over. I was like, okay, now that it's something bigger than myself, I have to do it. So yeah.
Doctor, I'm inspired. I've heard about the story, you know, I've read about it. I've even interviewed you before, but still it gets you in the feels every single time. And I just wanted to thank you so much for your inspiring story, because the story does continue. It's not like this is just a once in a lifetime donation that you got so your dreams could come true. And I can see within your social media platforms as well that you're continuing this whole concept of restoring hope and ensuring people know your story. So I just wanted to thank you, and please, keep on inspiring us. Keep on doing what you do, because we need more doctors in South Africa, but more doctors like you, the people's doctor. So thanks so much for your time this morning, and for once again kind of doing the tearjerker thing. My eyes are burning, but I focus. I try my best. We are on national TV.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Sure, inspiration, eh?
Yeah,
how are you feeling there?
I'm trying to fight back the tears as well. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So
inspired though.
Maybe let's get inspired with a workout with Raldo Mornay.
Oh, welcome back. You're still locked in. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And now, as parents, I'm pretty sure that at some point or another, you found yourself wondering whether your kid is getting enough exercise, right? So with the advent of screens, it's a huge task to get children off digital gadgets, let alone getting them to go out and play actively. But what if exercise and physical activities were just as fun and exciting? Well, I'm here to show you that they most certainly can be, especially when the whole pack joins in. And I've got a pack of my own. I've got Noah out in the building, and Amakle. You guys ready to shake and bake?
Yes!
Okay, so we're going to have some fun. We're going to need some energy. So what I'm going to need from you guys is to get a sip of energy from Milo there. It's the perfect way to start this adventure. So you guys can grab that along. And everybody else at home, I want you to join in, get the whole family, because this is going to be an absolute party. So you want to clear up every space that you have in the living room or create an obstacle course and join in as we take you to the jungle. All right, so Noah, I want you to be on my right-hand side over here for some social distancing. Amakle, you can be on the left-hand side, and we are going to dive deep into the jungle. Mzansi, are you ready? All right, guys, so we're going to go into the jungle and look at all the animals and try to become these animals and transform. And the first one we're going to do is become a frog, all right? So what do frogs do? They're always standing around and they go ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. So every time I say ribbit, we're going to see how high up into the sky we can jump like a frog. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, ribbit. Whoop! There we go. Another one, ribbit. Whoop! And now every time you're landing on the ground, make a soft landing, okay? Nice and soft like a ninja. Let's go one more time, ribbit. Woo! Nice stuff. You're almost seeing your heads on the ceiling there, guys. And for you at home, Zanzi, 20 seconds of frog jumps and then a 15-second break, and then you can move over to the next exercise of what we would like to call the next animal. And the next animal is one of my favorites. He loves honey, and they call him the bear. All right, so let's get all fours on the ground, just like a bear would. You guys at home joining in, of course. Now, in order to activate the bear mode, you want to lift your knees off the ground, but keep your feet on the ground. All right, so just like this, lift the knees off the ground, and I'm now a bear. All right, so we're going to stay nice and low. low, and I smell some honey down in front of us. Let's go check it out, guys. Nice and slow. Keep the control. Stay like a bear. That's not a bear noise. I don't see any honey here, guys. Let's go back home. It's nice and warm there. Let's stay our bears. Keep active. And for 20 seconds, you're going to hold this position. And if you want to have fun at home, guys, then make a day out of it. Create an obstacle course. Create something cool and fun to walk over. And you're absolutely going to love it, just like we do as well. All right, next one up, it's the gorilla. All right, it's nice and tall, and I believe it's someone's favorite animal. Over here, Noah. All right, so you know what the gorillas do. They're standing tall. They've got a big chest, almost like King Kong. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to pretend we're gorillas as well. But interestingly enough, the weird thing is gorillas walk very strange. They don't walk on their uprights on their feet. They actually use their hands as well. But you got to keep your back nice and neutral. Keep that spine straight, and we're going to walk forward. So put your hands on the ground and walk like a gorilla. There we go. Both hands on the ground. Yeah, that's it. Nice stuff, Noah. There we go. Keep those legs open. Keep them wide. There we go. And beat your chest like a gorilla. Roar! And let's go back. Let's go back to our gorilla villa. Before we go, look up at the stars and then see one of your favorite animals. And I know what that is. What is it?
Starfish.
Yeah. So let's be starfish, guys. Let's stand up. Let's be proud starfish. And let's get some movement coming because the ocean and the waves are about to blow us over. And here they come. Let's go for some jumps. Starfish jumps. Yes. 20 seconds on, guys. You guys at home, have some fun with this. Of course, it's for the adults too. You're burning calories, you're working those muscles, and you're getting those endorphins going for 20 seconds, of course, a 15-second break, and then we're going to move into another favorite animal of mine. You guys know what this one is. It's the crab. Crab first. Yes, okay, so you're going to go on our arms. Get your ditches of the elbows to point out in front of you. Get your feet on the ground, and in 3, 2, 1, we're going to lift our bums off the ground. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Up. Yes, we are crabs. Now keep it nice and high, and let's see if we can move forward like a crab would. Come on, Noah, I can see you there. You're doing well, bro. Keep the bums up. Now let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Staying like a crab. Yeah. There we go. Awesome stuff, guys. One more because we've got just enough time, and he's the perfect animal when it comes to time, and his name is the cheetah. So running on the spot as fast as you can, and I want to see you pumping your arms. 20 seconds of running. Let's go. Keep going. Pump those arms. Pump the arms. Move them. There we go. 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Yes, guys. What an epic safari we had in the jungle, and I know you enjoyed it too, Mzansi. And there's only one more thing to do. So, of course, all it takes is a little creativity and getting active at home, which has never been easier, despite my breath right now. So, especially when you start the day off with a healthy breakfast and a nutritious and delicious glass of Milo. So, it's giving you all the fuel energy needed for an active-packed day. And all you got to do is visit Milo's SA social media platforms for fun and inspirational home ground workout ideas for the entire family. What do you say, guys? Cheers to that. I think you need to get some nutrition in because I have been worked and you guys are way too fit for me. So cheers to the jungle, guys. I'm feeling gorilla strong. Yeah.
Breakfast your day with Nestle Milo.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. If you, like millions out there, suffer from a lactose intolerance, stay tuned. We've got a delicious meal on the way.
Made with love by Clover.
So after a good workout, we all love a tasty home-cooked, power-packed meal, and our Clover no-lac creamy spinach stuffed chicken in a zesty zucchini noodle, or zoodle if you want, is nothing short of flavors of creaminess that is going to pack a punch, but not on the lactose front, especially if you're lactose intolerant. Step in no-lac's lactose-free range.
No-lac.
Neil Anthony joins us now. Let's go, Lego.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
We are going to be creating a stuffed chicken with a difference here, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's well, I mean, I don't know if it's such a difference, but it's just obviously, you know, no lactose, which is a good one for those no-lac people. So that's a nice thing.
And a lot of people, so many more people than I ever realized, suffer from a lactose intolerance.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And what I love about this range is it's been treated with an enzyme, a lactase enzyme, which actually breaks down the lactose.
Nice.
Comes with a range of health benefits, and as you can see here, you can get the no-lac milk, you can get the mass, or their dairy snack as well.
Exactly. I mean, today we're using the dairy snack in a nice funky way. We're going to do it that in your zoodle salad over there.
Brilliant.
But basically, the first thing we've got here, we've got some onions and some garlic softening. Obviously, you can smell that. Really nice sort of vibrant flavors. Always a good base for everything. Some dried herbs go in there. So like I said, basically all we're making here, we want to basically cook this down to form that.
Okay.
So it's...
spinach fiber, okay.
So, you know, we need to, because we're stuffing into the chicken, it needs to be cold as well. Okay. So that's a little pre-made one, but it's super easy to do. You just got some onions and some garlic softening there. Then we pop a little bit of flour in as well. And then in essence, we're making like a, you know, in essence, like a sort of really nice and creamy white sauce.
Okay.
So, you know, chicken breast can be a tiny bit on the dry side because there's not too much fat in there. So you really want a nice creamy base. You can see that sort of thickens up as soon as the milk sort of goes in, or this the no-lac. So obviously no lactose in here. And that you can make that base with oil as well. You don't need to use butter. So if you're going to go full dairy-free as well on this one, no problem. And then basically you pop the spinach in. You can put a lid on there. Of course, this has to cook down. Salt and pepper, nicely seasoned. So that...
Bags of flavor.
Exactly. I mean, that by itself is great. I mean, that by itself...
I was going to say,
you can have it
as a side.
Bang by itself, yeah. But of course, we want to zest it up a bit. So this is now just cooled down. You see it firms up nicely as well. Got our oven preheated at 180 degrees.
Alrighty.
And then you just put a nice amount of your filling. The thing is, if it spills out, you know, it's not a train smash.
For sure.
We can, it stays nice and rustic. And then you basically sort of fold those over. And then you pop a toothpick in there. Boom. Yet again, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper on those bad boys.
Just to help it
brown. Those go into
the
magic oven.
Okay, in the oven they go, and now let's.
While those are baking, you can just knock this up really. The zoodles, salt straight on. As soon as you put that salt on, the salt's going to start breaking it down.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
That's why it gets all nice and sort of soft as well. And then a little bit of lemon juice as well, also forming like a sort of vinaigrette style situation. A nice amount of basil pesto in there.
Ooh, lovely. So,
and then a touch more parmesan as well, just for some good measure.
Parmesan is incidentally almost negligible in its amount of lactose. So
there you go.
Is a good cheese to remember if you are lactose intolerant.
So the chicken breast will take about, I don't know, sort of 12 to 15 minutes in a nice hot oven. Just take them out, let them rest a bit as well. And then all you need to do is basically plate it up and enjoy.
Wow, and there you have a beautiful, delicious, and I suppose, most importantly, incredibly creamy dish here without actually having to use any dairy.
We're also into the zucchini as well, and we're putting the no-lac yogurt as well. So that goes in, and that gives it extra creaminess. It almost sort of emulsifies with that lemon juice and that olive oil, the olive oil in the pesto. And yet again, that by itself, as a vegetarian meal, is great. That's great. Put them together. Boom.
In a word, succulent.
Exactly.
Succulent, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to have a little bit of a taste here, man. Thank you so much.
You can pre-make these. You can have them hot. You can have them cold. It's really, really versatile and super good for you as well.
I'm going to try and get all the full effect here.
Get them out. It stays nice and zesty, nice and crunchy. Yeah? Perfectly balanced.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You've got the zest, you've got a bit of saltiness. Yeah. You've got the lovely umami coming through there as well. And the texture is amazing. The zoodles make it.
Yeah.
The zoodles
absolutely
make it.
Word of the day.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna have zoodles in my brain for the rest of the day. Neil, absolutely delicious, man.
Absolute pleasure.
For something that you can create in this amount of time with this much flavor, absolutely beautiful. And thanks to Nolac, of course, you can do it without any of the ill effects of lactose if you are lactose intolerant. The Nolac range is amazing. It's got added health benefits, but the fact that you can get a mass, you can get a milk, and you can get a yogurt-style dairy snack, absolutely beautiful without the lactose. Dude, you've outdone yourself.
Rock and roll.
Absolutely beautiful tastes, beautiful textures, and you can find this recipe on expressoshow.com. Wow, that is lovely. Very nice.
Made with love by Clover.
We are in for a musical treat this morning with exciting and vibrant sounds from Cape Town-based Abigail Marimba Band. They have 3 performances in store for us, and they kick off the festivities with the first performance right now. Here they are with their own composition, a song titled Amabuto. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this experience. Take it away.
Oh,
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The COVID-19 pandemic has undoubtedly changed our day-to-day life, and health is now more important than ever before. We're certainly far more conscious of it now than we ever have been. Staying healthy and feeding our bodies with the right supplements and good bacteria found in probiotics is at the top of our priority list. We welcome back UK-based microbiologist and founder of proven 50 billion shape-line probiotics, Dr. Nigel Plummer, who will be sharing the latest in health benefits on this power-packed pill. I'm a believer. Doctor, so good to be connecting with you again in these crazy times. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good morning to you, Doctor. It seems that these probiotics, or rather friendly bacteria as we know it, that we find in yogurts and supplements, are now showing remarkable benefits to immune and mental health as well as gut health. Can you explain exactly why this is?
Yes, what we now know is that 80% of our immune system is in our gut. And also that our gut connects to our brain by a highly complex series of nerves. So the nerves that move from the gut, they connect to the nerves that enter the brain. So there's high connection to our immune system and our brain from the gut. Now, what we also know is that the gut is home to thousands of billions of these friendly bacteria. And that these bacteria, they coat the lining of the gut. So they can actually talk to our immune system and talk to the nerves that leave our gut and enter our brain. So there's a direct crosstalk between these bacteria and our immune system and our brain. Now, probiotics are the most friendly and the most beneficial types of these bacteria. So when we supplement them, then what we find is that they can prime our immune system even more, and particularly to prevent us from infections, and they can talk to our brain and our mental health. And the result of that seems to be that we become less stressed and less anxious. So there really is connection between our gut and our brain, and connection between the bacteria in our gut and our brain and our immune system.
So now with that as a jumping off point, you've carried out two very large studies on the probiotic Proven Shape Line, where you've shown these variety of health benefits. What exactly did you find in those studies?
Well, what we actually set up here was two very large studies, and what we set them up in overweight and obese people to find if we could show yet another benefit, which was weight loss. And that's exactly what we did find. And the results of this were amazing. What we found was that the people who were taking Shape Line, they lost between 1.5 and 3.5 kilos, and between 1 inch and 3 inches off of their waistline. Wow. Now, the remarkable thing about this was that this occurred without any modification in terms of diet, so they weren't on any kind of calorie-controlled diet. And from an exercise program and lifestyle, we asked them not to change anything at all. Now, from a scientific point of view, this is really important because what it means is that all the effects that we saw on weight loss were entirely due to the probiotic. Now, the additional thing was that as well as these weight loss effects, what we found was that the people who had taken the Shapeline product, they had 40% less coughs and colds or upper respiratory tract infections and 30% less headaches and muscle pain. As well as that, we found that they had better mood and they had better sleep throughout the entire trial period. So what we now know is that this is, if you like, proof that we're seeing these multiple benefits from probiotics, not only in this case in terms of weight loss, but in terms of priming the immune system and improving mental health.
These results, Doctor, are truly inspiring. And furthermore, you've also mentioned that the Shapeline studies showed a 40% reduction in URTI, upper respiratory tract infections. It's a probiotic that can work for anyone and anyone's lifestyles. Where can we get it?
One of the things that we saw here was that we saw benefits in upper respiratory tract infections to people who are overweight and people who are older. And the most benefit that we saw was for people who were slightly older, so over 40 years of age. And it's interesting that this is the group, overweight and older, who are most susceptible and are most damaged by COVID. So maybe there's just a possible benefit there. We can't say anything, but a possible benefit there. The Shapeline is available from Dischem, Clicks, most independent pharmacies, and from provenprobiotics.co.za.
Doctor, thank you so much. I think a lot of people, you would have piqued their interest with that correlation to COVID. I know that you're not making any statements there, but leaving us the opportunity to draw our own conclusions, and it certainly makes a lot of sense. But beyond that, I think you've found something here that really does speak to us looking at our overall health and how we can start at the source, our gut. It makes sense in my gut. I feel it in my gut right now. So, Doctor, thank you so much for connecting with us again. Stay safe during these very pressured times. I know that you're having a similar experience in the UK in lockdown at the moment. So please look after yourself and your family. And thank you so much for connecting with us again.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
An active lifestyle paired with healthy eating and giving our body that extra boost with supplements all plays a vital role in our health journey.
Shapeline 50 billion may well be the world's most effective probiotic. Available at Dischem and Clicks.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and of course, let's take a look at your news for the morning. And starting off with not so good news for motorists is that the Department of Energy has announced that the price of petrol will increase by 81 cents from midnight tonight. The price of diesel will rise by 59 cents per litre, and that illuminating paraffin also by 59 cents. The department cited as reasons for the price increases that the average international product prices for petrol, diesel and illuminating paraffin have increased, and the rand had depreciated against the US dollar. The first batch of the coronavirus vaccine from India arrived in the country yesterday. The consignment at OR Tambo International Airport was met by President Cyril Ramaphosa and other dignitaries. Meanwhile, addressing the nation last night, Ramaphosa said SA would remain under lockdown level 3, but a number of restrictions had been eased. This includes the ban on the sale of alcohol, restrictions on faith-based gatherings, and the reopening of public spaces such as beaches, and the curfew shortened. Moving on to international news, 49-year-old treasure hunter, that's Kevin Duckett. He was trawling a field of Leicestershire, England, when he came across what he thought was a tinfoil cake covering under a tree, only to discover it was a gold object. It's believed to be the centerpiece jewel of King Henry the Eighth's lost crown that has been missing for 400 years since Oliver Cromwell abolished the British monarchy in the mid-17th century. Once the British Museum verifies the jewel's authenticity, Duckett will be obliged to sell it to them at a price set by an independent board. Moving on to news from the continent, Nigeria has offered to support Mozambique in its fight against Islamist insurgents in the gas-rich northern province of Cabo Delgado. More than 2,000 people have been killed and some 500,000 others displaced in the violence. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs' visit to Mozambique was part of a diplomatic tour to mobilize support for a bid to chair the Peace and Security Council of the African Union. Tanzania, South Africa and Burkina Faso also vying for the seat. Elections will be held during the AU's summit scheduled for later this week. And now an item of truly great news regarding rhinos in South Africa. Great conversation news, or should I say conservation news, is that the latest report released by Sandpark shows that there was a significant decrease in rhino poaching in 2020. It revealed a 33% decrease in rhino poaching last year. 394 rhino were poached for their horns compared to 594 in 2019. Sandpark said during the various lockdown alert levels last year, the movement of poachers and rhino horn smugglers had been curtailed. Even so, after 10 years of implementing various strategies to combat rhino poaching by local poachers who are recruited and managed by crime syndicates, the country has managed to arrest the escalation of rhino losses and has now seen a year-on-year reduction in the number of poached rhinos. However, the report warned that this success should be celebrated as a moderate win. Nobody should become complacent as the escalating demand in consumer countries ensures a lucrative black market trade and thus brings relentless pressure on all resources to combat this organized, despicable crime. Be that as it may, rhino poaching is down and we will definitely celebrate that. That's a wrap of your news for now. Over to Graham with some sports action.
Thanks so much, Carl. Let's kick it off with cricket news. Here in South Africa, the Dolphins claimed a 3-wicket win over the Cape Cobras at the Ceres Park in Potchefstroom to reach the Momentum One-Day Cup final. Robbie Freiling and Sinoran Mutsami both posting half-centuries and picking up 2 wickets each to help guide the Dolphins to that emphatic win. So the Dolphins will now face the winner of the second semi-final, and that's between the Lions and the Knights. That kicks off today at 10 a.m. On to local rugby news. Sorry to see him go. Western Province and Stormers loose forward Jaco Coetzee has been released early from his contract with the teams to join English Premiership team Bath. Coetzee earned 22 caps for the Stormers and 36 caps for Western Province in his 4 years as a senior player. Western Province head coach John Dobson thanked Coetzee for his contributions on and off the field in the 6 years he spent down in Cape Town. And then finally on to motorsports. AlphaTauri driver Pierre Gasly has become the 6th Formula One driver to test positive for COVID-19. The 24-year-old Frenchman said that he is feeling okay and will continue to follow his training plan from home while in isolation. And of course, reigning Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton contracted the coronavirus last year and ultimately missed races as a result. The 2021 Formula One season will start in Bahrain from the 26th to the 28th of March this year. That's where we leave our sport this hour. Let's take a look at the weather.
Thank you so much, G. We absolutely love to start our day off by hearing from you, our viewers. Now, how does it work, you may ask yourself. Now, we ask you to send through your sunrise photos from wherever you may be, and you sure have come through this morning. We kick it off with Portia Samuels Rai from Kels River, who sent us this blue skyline, giving a glimpse of the sunny day in store for the residents of the Cape. Now, Kels River is in for a warmer day with plenty of sunshine and a maximum of 30 degrees. Another one coming through from Tandeka Mkhoza from Mpendle shared this grey morning in her area. Now you can expect a cloudy and cool day ahead, peaking at a maximum of 18 degrees. Again, wear that SPF and make sure to stay hydrated. Again, I'd like to reiterate, do not forget to share your location with us when sharing your sunrise photos, so we are able to give you a brief update on the weather in your area too. Keep sharing those sunrise pictures with us on the Expresso Facebook page. We welcome all of our local and international viewers to take part in this. And another news, with more heavy rainfall expected over the eastern parts of Limpopo and Mpumalanga today, resulting in flooding, the South African Weather Service has called on the public to stay abreast of the latest developments by following its official Facebook and Twitter feeds or by visiting the SAWS or SAWS website. The service also rendered some life-saving advice on how to stay safe during storms and flooding. The advice is to stay indoors and off the road. Never drive on a road covered in water. Don't cross rivers if the water reaches above your ankles. Switch off electricity at supply points to the building. Be alert during nighttime because it's harder to recognize the flood dangers than it is during the day. Move animals to higher ground, and if evacuation orders are issued, abandon your home before access is cut off by the floodwaters, and then be sure to take only important documents in a waterproof plastic envelope. We hope you got some good notes from that. But right now, bringing it back home, here is your temperatures for the day again. We kick it off with Polokwane. You can expect a low of 17 today, peaking at 22. Rain is expected for you today, Umbombela, which ranges from 18 to 19. Pretoria, thunder showers expected with a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 18. Johannesburg reaches a low of 14 and a high of 16. Mahikeng, for you, thunder showers also coming your way with a minimum of 16, peaking at 18. Klerksdorp ranges from 15 to 17 today. If you're out and about in Kimberley, expect a low of 16 and a high of 25. And then for you, Bloemfontein, it is a low of 15 with a high of 23. Richards Bay, 19, 22 and a 58% chance of rain today. Pietermaritzburg ranges from 16 to 21. And South Africa's Playground ranges from 21 to 24. If you're out and about in Mthatha, expect a low of 15, peaking at 23. East London, 19, 25. And Craddock ranges from 18 to 34. The friendly city of Port Elizabeth can expect lots of sunshine today with a low of 18 and a high of 26. And then George ranges from 17 to 25. The mother city, Cape Town, can expect a minimum of 18 and a maximum of 28. Worcester ranges from 14 to 36. Sutherland, 12, 30. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington with a low of 18, peaking at 35. Wherever you find yourself on this Tuesday, make sure to make it a feel-good kind of day.
All right, so we asked you a question earlier, and then we may have actually sung a tune or two. We do apologize for that, but the question was, what is your go-to karaoke song? And you answered so beautifully, and there's some songs in here that we will attempt again. So if you are allergic to Ryle or my singing, then you should plug your ears right now. Yep, you should do it now. Okay, some of the social media coming through. Abida started us off and said, Abida Albertine, heaven must be missing an angel by Tavares.
Heaven must be missing an angel.
Missing an angel. Yes, man. It's a good one. I like that one. I don't know all the words clearly, but we like it.
But it's karaoke. Who needs words?
Yes, they give it to you on the screen. Let's do that.
Next up, we've got Andre Ellen saying "Just the Way You Are" by Billy Joel. Jilly Bowl, he says, but I'm pretty sure it's Billy Joel.
That's what happens when you know we're going to read it live. You do that. I see you. Yes.
An absolute classic, of course. And then there's Esther Leigh Arons saying, "Good morning, Expresso family. Dance with Your Father" by Luther Vandross.
Ooh, that is...
Vandross or Vandross? It's definitely Vandross.
Luther Vandross, yes.
See,
but once again,
yeah?
you know, it's the curveball. They know they're going to, thank you for, you're going to read it, but we're going to correct it live because that's what we do here. And the next one is, this is from Manasseh saying, "The boy is mine, never say never." It says the boy is mine equals never say never. So clearly a mashup,
do you know
maybe.
That song? What is that?
Yes.
The
boy is mine. And then
never say never.
Yes, so then you do like a remix.
I love that.
It's a mashup.
And then nobody else has replied here. This is from KMB Mashigo saying "Dangerous Woman" by Ariana Grande. Oh,
yes.
A lot of favorites for that. I'm not going to attempt to sing that one. Carl, are you?
You made me feel like a dangerous woman.
Yes!
Maybe that's that song. I like that song too. And then Teresa is saying, "Very much happy morning Expresso show. I like everything I do it for you" by Brian Adams. Sing that song, please. Sing that for me. You will make my day. I'll leave that to you, Ryle. Let's go.
All my life, I don't know the words.
Oh, it's just everything I do.
Yes,
I do it for you.
Feed me, Cole, feed
me. That's it by Brian Adams. I'm sorry for singing, but please keep on answering. What's your go-to karaoke song? And stand by for more amazing things to sing about, including a KZN researcher. Yeah. They figured out how to grow a COVID-19 variant, which is great for the future and, of course, vaccine development. So stay tuned for that. This is Expresso on SABC3.
Looking for fantastic health and weight loss benefits without a lifestyle change or being on a diet? Well, Shapeline 50 Billion from Proven Probiotics is the first ever probiotic to offer scientifically proven weight loss, while at the same time boosting immune and digestive health. That's why we think Shapeline 50 Billion may well be the world's most effective probiotic. Available at Dis-Chem and Clicks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as our Health Tuesday subjects kick in, and we focus on something that is truly groundbreaking. A group of leading South African scientists are currently testing whether current vaccines and treatments will be effective against the COVID-19 variant that's been making a lot of headlines in South Africa recently, and they recently made a breakthrough in finding a new way to grow the COVID-19 variant. And at the center of this discovery is Sandile Xele, who joins us to tell us more about the work that he and other specialists are currently doing. Sandile, very good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Graham. I'm good, and how are you?
Very excited to be connecting with you, because this sounds like a very important discovery.
Most definitely. It must feel good knowing you've made a scientific contribution towards ending the pandemic, right?
It's really exciting, and credit should also go to my team here at Africa Health Research Institute, especially Dr. Alex Segal, who put together a team as soon as a new case here in March came about.
So this new way of growing the COVID-19 variant, obviously just saying that out loud terrifies me, but it's an important step in discovering how we treat this new variant. How important is this discovery actually, and how is it going to help us?
It really is important to have the virus in the lab so that we can do all sorts of studies with. It is important also to say that this virus is from infected patients, like we get it from hospitals, and then we try to make more of it so that we can study it and understand it better.
And why was it difficult to kind of figure out how to grow the variant?
Okay, I must say that we started doing this work around June. So with the original virus, it was quite easy just to put it on cells and then it grows. And then late in November, when we received samples of this new variant, we tried doing the same thing. It was quite challenging. And then we had to think what else to do if we can't do it the usual way. So we thought that the virus had adapted to humans, so we had to change the cells that we used to infect. So we had been using a monkey cell line, so we switched on and tried a human cell line, and that worked for us. So now we know how to quickly get it in the lab, like grow from the swab.
So I love the fact that while the virus evolves and adapts, we are evolving and adapting our thinking and the way that we approach it as well. So well done again to you and your team. What's the next step? Where do we take this information and this opportunity to study the virus? What's next?
We have already looked at how antibodies react to this new variant from recovered patients. What I would love to, or would love us to do now, if we have access to antibodies from vaccinated individuals and test and see how they react to this new variant.
And how have the results been coming along so far? Have you guys started with any tests yet?
We've already had a paper written, and then we have sent it to a journal for publication. So I must say we have done quite a lot of work in a short space of time.
As someone who's working literally on the front line, face to face with the virus, now that the vaccine, amidst much fanfare, has finally arrived in South Africa, how are you feeling about where we stand in the fight against coronavirus now that the vaccine is there, that we are reaching these milestones in our study of the virus? How are you feeling? Are you confident now going into the second half of this battle?
It's such a relief to know that we have vaccines that have come. So it's going to help us really in terms of controlling or eliminating this virus.
and you are doing your part as well. So thank you so much to you and your amazing team. Congratulations on this mini victory. And we know it's just one step, one battle in a much bigger war. But thank you so much for your efforts and keep working as hard as you guys clearly are. We normal South Africans really, really do appreciate your work, my friend.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
Now, that was Sandile Cele, who discovered a way to grow the COVID-19 variant, of course, with the assistance of his research team from the Africa Health Research Institute and the KwaZulu-Natal Research Innovation and Sequencing Platform at UKZN. We'll keep our ears to the ground for any more updates, and you'll be the first to know here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
We're going to be sharing some more stories of hope with you this morning. This one is from 71-year-old Gogo, Mom Sylvia, who's been feeding her community of Alexandra, and we're catching up with her to see just how she's doing this. Many communities have been left hungry during lockdown because of the loss of jobs. Thankfully, so many communities have rallied together during this dark and unprecedented times, and rightfully so in the community of Alexandra, right here in Johannesburg, where 71-year-old, that's right, 71-year-old Sylvia Mvulu has been feeding communities since 2011. You can see many safety protocols have been put in place. Masks are being worn, hands are being sanitized, temperatures are being taken to make sure that the community and Mom Sylvia is being taken care of during this pandemic. Take me through some of the challenges that you and the foundation have, experienced during this times.
Because I didn't have any sponsor. Everything was out of my pocket, out of my house. It was a big challenge for me. Then it's when I started to go around, look for help. I went to the company Woolworth. It's where I get a help from Woolworth from 2016 till now.
And take me through how they play a part in the entire foundation.
Woolworth contribute everything, whatever they have in the store. Food-wise, we get everything.
It helped me a lot because sometimes I've got nothing to eat, and then when I come with this, I just cook and we eat.
I always say thank you, Sylvia. Thank you to Woolworths, because I never get hungry while we are here.
My biggest dream and my biggest vision for Sionda Umphakathi is to get a bigger place with a better structure where I can accommodate more people, more grannies. Maybe even you can be one of them after when we are old. Maybe one day I can open a Sionda Umphakathi daycare center.
We see now during this difficult time so many people wanting to give back. What message of hope do you have for people out there who look up to you and feel inspired by your story that you're telling everyone?
My biggest hope is that people, let us not sit down. If you got your spare time, do something for the community. Let us help each other. Let us love each other.
Mom Sylvia is a true reflection that a little really does go a long way, and she is a real hero. And I'm going to say this again. Mom Sylvia is a true reflection that a little really does go a long way. She's a real hero, and so too is Woolworths. Let's get into one of the delicious and healthy recipes.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
If you are looking for something delicious for a happy, healthy you, right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, you're on SABC3, then our chia and berry breakfast pot is perfect. It's a perfect way to kickstart your day. It is filled with the freshest fruit of the season, and we've got the best person to create this for you. And that's Chef Clem. He is on hand to show us exactly how to do this, because sometimes, you know, that chia is so difficult to work with. You don't always, you know, you look at it and you're thinking, how does that become the beautiful textural experience that is what we're about to create? And this is what we need your help.
And there's some magic about that chia, because once it gets hydrated,
yes,
it starts like setting things. We've even made Cheats strawberry jam using chia, and I love chia.
Yeah.
But people get it wrong sometimes. They actually eat chia dry, and they think they're getting the nutritional value. No. You always have to add a liquid like we're going to do today.
Yes, I would never ever do the dry chia.
Yeah.
I would actually probably use it more of an exfoliator rather than actually putting it into my mouth.
Carl, look at that. And you know what another thing is for me? If you're going to go on a date, don't have chia, because...
Yes, when you smile, then it kind of looks like connect the dots on your front teeth.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that. But this one, I'm saying this one's fine. This one we're going to make. So I'm actually going to ask you to make it for me.
I'm ready for you.
So we're using the best of the seasonal fruit right now, because again, we said in South Africa, we are so lucky.
Yeah.
We get amazing summer fruits, winter fruits. Any time of the season, our fruits are just banging. And today, we're using the berries.
Okay,
Some
good.
banging berries.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be very nice.
It's going to be very nice.
People, yes.
Raspberries?
Raspberries, I love raspberries. Rich in antioxidants, gorgeous, very tart sometimes.
Yeah.
Love it.
And we're going to use that tartness to kind of add, we always have a bit of acidity to food to bring out the flavors, everything we're working with. There's enough tartness in there, we're not going to do that. But we're going to add some sweetness.
Okay, this is good.
You ready? I like how you're smiling.
I'm smiling because I'm getting excited about berries, you know, because I do a berry smoothie every single morning.
You do?
And I think, I love blueberries, I really do. But, you know, seasonal berries are always just a delight. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to use coconut milk today, which is really great because it's got that. Where's Raul? You can give me some backup here. It's got that good fat. That good fat, we love that. Also, if you are lactose intolerant or have a lactose sensitivity, coconut milk is the way. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, can you add your berries to it?
I would. Okay, I'd like to. How many of these berries would you like me to add here? Because shall we get a bit sexy with it? You wanna
go with it. Go with it.
I can just pull that in there.
Yeah. So this is going to give you flavor. It's going to give you color. You can mix up your berries, add some blackberries, strawberries. That's perfect. That's good.
Okay. Do you have any more?
That's perfect. Chia seeds going to go in now.
All right, chia.
And then, like I said, this is going to thicken it. It's going to set it to give it like that pudding texture, which makes you feel like you're going to have pudding for breakfast. Everybody's happy.
Okay.
Right. A little bit of sweetness. You could use maple syrup, golden syrup, dates.
Can you use agave?
You can use agave. Talking foreign.
Ooh, I like speaking foreign, especially with Chef Clem.
Clement.
Yes, because his name is not Clement, it's Clement. Right.
Okay. Give it a good mix. This is how easy it is.
I love the color.
That color is amazing.
Popping.
So, we're done. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yes, thank
Get the recipe, Woods. I'll see you at ZD. Thanks. Almost. Almost. What you're going to do now is pop it into a jar or pop it into individual little bowls.
Yeah.
It does take about 2 hours to start sitting in the fridge, but if you really want to win at life, you make this the night before, and you saw how easy it was. And it sits up in the fridge, and then like now, in the morning, you go to the fridge, grab your bowl, and now you're going to build it up. Okay, are you still working from home? No, you're not. You're on radio. Anyway, for the guys that are working from home, okay, now you've got your breakfast made.
Yes.
All you're gonna do is you're gonna build it up and make it extra fancy, extra texture.
I like fancy, especially in the morning. I feel like people need to make breakfasts more fancy. We always do it like a main course at a dinner or a beautiful lunch. But what about a breakfast?
Do it, absolutely. And it's not gonna take you a lot of time to do this because we've done the preparation, most of it last night. So now, again, we're sticking with the no dairy vibes, just to help those people that got that sensitivity.
Yes,
we know. So we're going to go with these beautiful strawberry and raspberry banana cultured coconut. It's not yogurt, but it's like yogurt. It gives that beautiful texture. All coconut again. So it's good. I love these. They are so delicious.
I like these because I snack on them, and I just think they are just the perfect filler, between meals. If you're getting a bit peckish, grab one of those. Always a pleasure.
Agree. Okay, I'm not going to miss. Pop that in there. You know what? Actually grab the one that has set.
I'll
show you the difference.
Okay.
So here we've got the one that's set up beautifully. We're going to get more of that beautiful cultured coconut that goes on top. You could see this is actually a portion for two. You can have that over 2 days. because it's quite filling as well.
That's the chia in it, indeed. It's just got that. And I mean, berries, rich in antioxidants, in season as well. So naturally they will be a little sweeter. And I think a little, local is lekker.
Local is very lekker.
The seasonal stuff from around the corner.
Some blackberries, just because we can, like you said.
I love blackberries.
The best of the season.
I love them. They're so versatile. One of the most versatile berries, in my opinion.
They absolutely are.
Blackberries.
Even in savory dish, you're making a barbecue sauce next time, add some blackberries. Wow.
Mind-blowing.
So here's the thing. We've made breakfast, but that's amazing as a dessert.
It is indeed.
You serve me that right now, I'd be so happy.
I think that it looks like it could be a parfait. It looks like it could be so many different desserts. And now it's something that you can have for breakfast. So I feel like you've created the first ever dessert that's versatile over all of the meals that you would have. Breakfast, mid-breakfast, late breakfast, lunch, early lunch, late lunch, early dinner, late dinner.
I didn't know there's so many meals in a day. I love this.
How many meals? It's just, they always say
I love
3.
it.
I didn't get it.
No, not at all. So Ryle would approve this. Dr. Eustace is on the side. He's giving me the dump. If the doctor says yes, Professor actually, then it's good. It's good.
It is good.
I'm just trying.
I think this is the most gorgeous thing that you've created. It looks really, really good. And I know that it's very, very easy to follow as well, because you could have done that recipe in a TikTok, if you think about it. That's how quick it was. In fact, in an Insta story, 15 seconds, you could have done all of that. And we could have just taken a walk away. You can drop spoon or whatever you are holding at the moment. If you love this recipe, and I know that you are going to, drop the spoon. Oh, yes. Then all you have to do is go to woolworths.co.za to get the recipe. However, as we always do, there's a recap for you. And there's nothing better than following a recap. So get the pen out and take a look at this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3, and I can tell you it's time to get cultural, because this is something wonderful. Jackie Jobs' dazzling career in performance arts and education started in the late 1980 with jazz art, which is something phenomenal, and has included extensive travels across Europe before settling in Japan in 2003. Now, while her work traces a variety of contemporary dance vocabularies, she is most known for her Japanese buto, I hope I'm saying that correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, buto inspired work, which she has executed to perfection in a performance film, and that is called And Then. She's joining us right here on Expresso this morning to share a bit more about the fantastic work and her fascinating career. Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you.
Did I get it right?
You did. Buto is correct.
Buto.
Yes. Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah, and it's so good to have you in the studio. I had a good chat with you earlier as well, and just hearing all about this Japanese inspiration. But speaking of which, Buto itself, such an interesting form of dance. You studied it as well, and you've had an opportunity to be completely surrounded by it. But what exactly is it? And take me through it. What does it mean?
Okay. Well, firstly, I should say I'm not a Buto dancer.
Okay.
And for me, that's very important to say because my work philosophy is all about not being described in singular terms. That's been the philosophy.
Not be put in a box.
Don't put me in a box.
Okay.
And that is really in response to our politics in the country, the politics in the world, the divisive politics in the world. And that's how I've been working since 1994, which is when I started my independent career, working very, very clearly in this particular way. And Buto, I discovered after many years. I worked in South Africa and abroad as a contemporary dancer at the Big Umbrella for the kind of dance form I do, working with ideas of identity, life cycles and identity that can't be boxed. And over the years then moved, the way my career moved, ended up in Japan doing Buto, and that's the essence of the work too, is how can you talk about yourself in non-Western terms? And non-Western terms in dance would be upright body, long legs, show off. Show what you can do. Don't just be, which is more a Japanese kind of sense. Japanese don't like to show. They're not flashy. But all the detail is in absolutely everything they do. You know, when people talk about, I think one way, simple way for one to understand Buto is people speak about a Zen philosophy and they say it's minimalist. So the less you put in, the nicer, the more Japanese it is. But the less you put in, the more detail has to be in what you put in.
Of course.
And that's actually what Zen is about, and that's what the Japanese community state of mind is about, and the Buto draws from that. So it's minimalist, but thick and dense with lots and lots and lots of detail. And the principles that I use in my dance are things like inversion of the body, being off center, so not focusing on the center, not focusing on the sense of human. Don't center yourself. Don't center the world through the human lens, but look at it through the lens of an insect. Look at it through the lens of water. So understanding that we are not just who we think we are as human, but that we're made up of multiple elements within and around us. Restraint is a really important thing also. As opposed to responding to work in the way that we know it, restrain yourself from doing what you would always do. Take a moment. Think of another approach. So this is what fascinated me about Buto, because it puts the body in research.
Wow. You know, the depth in dance, I think that usually you just think somebody has choreography and then automatically what they've done is they've just gone into the stage. But there's a depth to it. There's a thought process, and that simplicity. I know that also with regard to your dance and the performance, it's inspired by the life cycle of a praying mantis.
Yes.
And I think I'm sure, Raul, we've seen a praying mantis. They just do this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, they just have that movement. And I'm really, really intrigued about why a praying mantis. And I do believe also it kind of lends itself to your training in dance too. So why did you choose something as curious as the life cycle of an insect like this?
I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you. So it's not exactly looking at the life cycle of the praying mantis, but it's more like inspired by the movement language of the praying mantis. So I think much like scientists, like engineers look at the animal kingdom to find innovation, in what I've done over the years, and this is already prior to going to Japan, was looking at what would happen, what could we learn from something other than another human. So as a dancer, as opposed to wanting to replicate what someone else is doing in the studio, what someone else is doing on stage to show that I can also, what about taking that risk and looking at an animal body? Because then you're forced to use your head differently, your eyes differently, your feet differently. And the praying mantis is quite interesting. I was speaking earlier, and we were saying once you've lived in Japan, or even if you've just been there briefly, you really impacted at a state of calm that seems to exist amongst all the craziness. I mean, it's full of ambiguities and contradictions. But then coming to South Africa, I think that shake that you were referring to, inside, we are shaking all the time in South Africa. You're in the shopping center and your trolley knocks somebody and they react. There's like immediately we on alert all the time. And this sense of shaking inside, I thought was an interesting way to think, what can we learn about the praying mantis that shakes all the time, but it waits. It doesn't react. It takes a long time before it actually does something. And then in terms of dance, what would it mean for a dancer to not show off and not show how well they can be balanced? But of course, you need to be able to be balanced to be imbalanced, right? You need to be able to hold your balance to make it look like you are losing your balance, so that people don't get, when they're watching you, they're not worried about you. They understand that it's a kind of mode of moving. Yeah, that's the way you're telling the story. So that was interesting for me about the praying mantis in terms of finding a different movement language, but then also in terms of the concept of just how to think through work, is that the praying mantis, everybody talks about the female bites of the male's head in the act of mating. That's the big thing, right?
I didn't want to ask.
Yes.
I didn't want to, yeah.
But what's interesting is she bites the male's head to provide food for her mantids. It's not about her. It's about the progeny. It's about moving forward. And the same with the male. He sacrifices himself. It's not about just the act of mating, but it's that act of mating that produces something else in the future. And I think this is an interesting way for us to think about moving forward. You know, that it's not about us. It's about, and especially now, we'll say in the time of COVID, and we're having to realize it's always about the other, actually. So this has been a very interesting way of thinking, and that's what I draw into my work and also my studies. Yeah.
Wow. What you're saying is, and I have to make this very personal because it sounds and it seems and feels so pertinent to me. I often see and seek wisdom within nature and the external environment, and often on my experiences in the mountain and in the outdoors, you see so much knowledge that's available to you,
right.
and it's perfect. It's inherent with all the knowledge it needs. So I love what you're saying, and I would love to see this come to fruition in the performance itself. And I believe you actually had a performance this past Sunday, right? And
right.
With that, you also had a live Q&A session. So what were some of the popular questions, and what were the concerns, and what came through from that session?
Yeah, so we had so the performance event then is not just me. I work with a pianist, classical pianist, Jose Diaz, and together we conceive this work. And what I think, you know, so we had this discussion with many people set up in different parts of the world afterwards, and the one thing that came up was this sense of synergy, because usually one sees a dancer and a musician, and it's the dancer working with the musician, but this work kind of merges something, and it's as if people were saying things like, we just see breath, there's such an intimacy, there's such a vulnerability, using words like that and saying that the intimacy is created because they couldn't articulate exactly what it was they were feeling, what they were, because it's a performance that breaks all the codes. Yeah. You know, at one moment it feels like the musician, like Jose, is dancing, and it feels like the music is coming through the dance, as opposed to me dancing to the music. But I'm dancing and he's playing the piano, right? But it's the energy that's created through the work, and this synergy was quite an important thing for people, and just feeling like the possibilities, the sense of hope that can be created when we don't fully understand, when we don't work with logic, when we don't think, okay, now I'm going to sit back and be entertained, but when we just allow ourselves to be immersed. So that was the other thing, how people were drawn into this other world, and before they knew it, 24 minutes of the film was over, and then they were, now let's talk about it, and but I've got no words, I'm just feeling, and that's the idea, that we begin to feel and not necessarily go with the sense of logic, but perhaps an illogic that forces our hearts to open and our skins to tingle, and that's the way we operate.
I'm really excited by this, and I think that Ryle also mentioned earlier that I want to see this.
Yeah, man.
I've done my research and I've got a snippet, and I think it's important for us to just take a look at Jackie in action. I'm taken aback. I'm impacted on an emotional level. It is really beautiful, and I know that if anybody would like to see this, you are going to be at the Opivatas Festival as well. Is that
yes, that's true. So Jose and I are going to be doing, and then at Opivata, which is that wonderful opportunity to just be sailing on the water and just immersing yourself in theatre. And that's Opivata is happening between the 5th to the 9th of April. So I'll be doing that. I'm also be doing Futa van die Gemsbok again, which a lot of people are familiar with, Randall Wickham's performance in memory of Randall Wickham, and I'm the original buck in that performance.
The original buck.
The original buck of 20 years ago, and 2 years ago we did the Holder Blake on Randall Wickham, and this is happening again on Opivata, and Jose will also be presenting a performance, a concerto as well.
And and of course you've got your performance, the final one happening tonight. And you can still get tickets for. That's on quicket.co.za, and there's 75 rand tickets. So for you guys at home, tonight is that final performance. If you want to see this show of And Then, which is an absolutely spectacular performance indeed.
I can just say that the tickets are on sale until 6 p.m. because the last time to watch online is 8 p.m. tonight. So there's still the day to buy the tickets and just to make sure that you log on before 8 p.m.
Yeah, grab your tickets and do support. It's absolutely fantastic. Jackie, thank you for sharing
Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
We're really intrigued. So, and then make sure you grab your tickets 6 p.m. tonight. That's the cutoff, and then watch it at 8 p.m. a little later. If you're curious about Valentine's Day, let me give you a quick sidebar. There's some gifting ideas that you need to see, and here they are.
Valentine's is coming. Where's your boyfriend? You are sleeping alone, lonely. No, we're just teasing. We're teasing, okay? We have officially entered the month of love,
yay.
and if you are looking for a reason to spoil your significant other, well, the time is right now. Our fashion and beauty editor, Unokolo Mafu, aka Nox Mafu, went shopping at Woolworths for beauty gifting ideas and is ready to show us how to spoil the special people in our lives.
Girl.
Curated gifts? What does that mean?
So essentially what we're saying is because, we've had a difficult year and probably our budgets are a little bit more affected. So how do we make sure that the people in our lives still feel special, but in a way that's really just like curated? So what it really is about choosing particular gifts with someone in mind, a budget in mind, and you can take a lot of little gifts to get something really special and considered for someone you like. So anywhere between a budget of 100 Rand, 200 Rand, even 300 Rand. But what Woolworths has really done is just choose amazing accessories, from fragrance, from accessories and makeup, and really found amazing pieces that you can send to someone you love this Valentine's.
I love that. Of course, I have to ask,
Yes.
what trends in terms of curated gifts does Woolworths have to offer for us? Because Valentine's Day is around the corner, okay?
And we need to work quickly. We've got less than 2 weeks to make it happen. So in the makeup section, we're seeing a lot of the kind of palettes that we saw. We've kind of gone through some of them before, but I love the kind of shadow palette that we have here, highly pigmented and mineralized to give you that glow, which we all love. Male grooming trends are very big at the moment, so fragrances, anything to kind of take care of his beard, take care of his skin. I know that sometimes men don't realize how important it is to take care of those elements. We're going to lean into winter soon, so if you want to stock up, this is a good time to do so. But amazing accessories just to give you that glam.
I am dying over this accessory over here. This toiletry bag also can be used as a makeup bag.
And I love this. And the space inside it is amazing. It really is it's quite luxe if you look at it. Yeah, so really lovely elements, and we could put all of these little bits inside it,
Okay.
But I want to make sure that you are doing something special for someone in your life. Whether they are there or whether they will be there is the thing.
Let me prepare for just in case I meet them on the 13th of Feb.
Which is important. So choose elements that you're in, and I can tell you about the product and also show you how you can do that.
Okay, cool. So because I'm the type of chick that enjoys, a tall man.
Okay.
Who grooms themselves. I'm talking about a beard.
Okay.
Smell nice.
Okay, I'm seeing this, but before I hand that over to you, because we are safe here.
We have to.
We are safe in this house. So you take this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you said a beard, hey?
Yes.
So let's take some beard oil, imagine beard oil. So I want you to take that little gold, beautiful paper that we have in here. You're going to put that inside your gift bag.
Do I open it up?
Open it up and just put
Okay,
her
let me
inside
just
there.
open this up.
And don't be dainty about it. This is love. Love is passionate. Love is busy.
Love. This is the time that we shy away from buying our partners socks.
Yes.
For Valentine's Day.
Do better, guys.
Buying our partners cups with the heart shape on it.
No, none of that. And don't get her just like small things. There's makeup, there's accessories. I love the W Beauty range also because it is vegan, 100%, you know, vegan. There's no test on animals, which is really great. It's important.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's truly, truly important.
So we're going to pop those gifts in there. So you're going to put in that.
Okay.
All right, you know, and then you're going to put in that beard oil. Now, because he needs to know, he needs to remember you all the time. I want you to take a bit of your fragrance there, a beautiful hot light one.
And funny enough, I actually really use this fragrance. I have it on right now.
Because I know you. And just do fa-fa inside there. All
just
right.
to make sure
that he remembers it's you. And then you just hold that. He'll never forget you now. And there you have it, a beautifully curated.
Oh, this is cute.
Right. And it's so easy because such lovely elements that you can add from the Woolworths Beauty range. And all of them are so good for the environment and you still look good. So there's a gift.
This is absolutely stunning, Knox, and it's really exciting. Now, I have found a new way of packaging my gifts. We see these in shops and stuff like that, and you never really look into how to create your own curated gift.
And if we're home, you want to do things more, use the rose petals, go to your garden.
Oh, actually,
just ta-ta. Hey, that was in the air.
Knox Mafu, thank you so much for coming through and just sharing more information on what we can look forward to in terms of the W Beauty range or the Woolworths line, because Valentine's is coming. Where is your boyfriend?
Are you sleeping alone?
Are you sleeping alone? Wherever you are, whoever you are thinking about or you think deserves a surprise this Valentine's Day, make it a special one with gifts and treats from Woolworths. You can buy all of their gifting solutions in store, online, and on the Woolies app. Tata is.
Love is on the way. Bye, babes. Bye. One more.
Get a taste for adventure with Jonathan Boyton Lee as he learns the art of freediving.
Oh, what a feeling.
Take to the skies on a helicopter flip with hip-hop star Nasty C. And experience the sights and sounds of Swakopmund with Addis Gear radio personality Derek Gardner. Join us on the Insider Essay tonight at 7:30. Repeat Saturday night at 8 only on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso as we continue our hashtag Health Tuesday, and looking after ourselves and our health, I think, is more important now than it ever has been. This is the shared global experience. Loot.co.za Health and Beauty Category Manager Aretha Zuma now joins us this morning to talk about how this online store is changing the game, providing a safe and secure shopping destination with convenience of 14 different payment methods, making them accessible to everyone.
And we're also going to be finding out how they've become a shopping destination for personal protective equipment, PPE, in the fight against COVID-19, offering you essential items delivered straight to your door, ensuring that you stay home and stay safe. So Aretha, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Graham. Thank you so much for having us.
We love the sound of all of that. PPEs more pertinent now than ever before, remaining socially distanced, many of us having to quarantine, isolate ourselves So there are so many boxes being ticked at the moment. Can you talk us through how you've arrived at becoming pretty much the go-to when it comes for PPE and a number of health conveniences in this very difficult time?
Well, it's simple, really. We've been around for 14 years. Loot.0 has actually been around for quite a while, meaning people don't know that.
Yeah.
We've got over 17 million products online at the moment that varies from TVs to fridges to everything that you could possibly need is with Loot.0 And, the pandemic has caught us at such a shock, or we weren't fully aware as to the extent as to how it would affect our lives. And Loot has had to come up with a plan to, overnight to ensure that South Africans are kept protected and that they stay safe. And we've invested quite a bit in providing everything PPE that every household could possibly need. We've got 14 different payment options. We've got, we've provided for the South African audience in terms of providing different payment options like EFT. We know that there are customers that are not happy with using their credit cards and debit cards online.
Sure.
So the EFT option is there. We've got Discovery Miles. So look, everything that you could possibly need, you can find it on site and it's easy to obtain.
It's the safety and the convenience aspect for me because I can do it in the comfort of my own home.
Exactly.
And you touched on this about the PPE being so big right now.
Yeah.
What would you recommend every household needs to get their hands on during this time?
Cool We've got some gadgets. They look very scary, but it's definitely something that I would provide for my household specifically. So we've got the oximeter, which is actually a really cool device. It actually measures your oxygen levels. So, if you're going through the pandemic or if you have the actual virus and you have contracted the virus, it definitely helps with checking your levels before you just rush into
check
that
your levels, right?
ER. Should I check it or do you want to check it?
You check it.
Okay, let's just put it on. It's pretty basic. It takes a few minutes or a few seconds. We open it up. You simply put your finger in there. Let's hope that your nails are not too long and you don't have too much nail polish, like myself.
But if you're working from home and your nails should be manageable.
So it takes a few seconds, but we can have a chat and I'll let you know as soon as it's done.
We just want to know that you are healthy and you are safe.
So basically, anything over 95% means that your oxygen levels are on point. And you don't have to rush to a doctor yet.
What else have you brought along?
We've brought along, the regular face masks. Okay, there we go. So I'm 96%.
So you're alive.
I'm alive. I'm good.
You can stay. That's great.
So we brought about your 3-ply masks. I think everybody's seen these. We actually have really good immune booster bundles as well on our site. It encompasses everything that you could possibly need to help you fight the pandemic. So we've got the Maxi C, we've got the multivitamins, we've got the zinc, as well as the the D3. If I'm not mistaken. We've also got I'm sure everybody's seen this. Let me just get up for you quickly. Everybody's seen these, your non-contact thermometers. What's really nice about this one, though, is that it actually gives you a color indication. So anything that is not green, you can worry about it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got the air purifiers, which is also really nice. And before COVID, a lot of people used it for their sinuses and allergies and so forth. But now, with the surge in COVID and the new wave, people have started buying these just to help purify the air in your household and your kids as well. People use it for their study rooms. They use it for their kids' rooms. You can even put in a little bit of a concentrate in there to
add
make your household smell really nice.
I see a lot of products here, but what do your home and essential travel packs include and that we need right now?
I like the fact that you've packaged it and you've made it that's even more simple.
Yeah. So we've got the BCB International Travel Packs. The name speaks for itself. They're travel packs. They're really nice to have, especially for kids going in and out of school, even people traveling or families traveling constantly. They include your sanitizers, everything that you could possibly need to help you fight the pandemic. We've got the sanitizers, we've got gloves, we've got even the testing strips in there. So it's actually the whole package all in one.
Absolutely brilliant. An amazing range of products. I like the fact that you've packaged this and made it so simple for South Africans to be able to get hold of this. And obviously we've spoken about the payment options and the fact that we can do this from the safety of our own homes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely pertinent. Well done for being, excuse the pun, ahead of the curve with this one. Because it goes beyond just a person's preference, but now these are essentials that so many of us need to buy to be able to access them at a good price and have them this readily available.
And I mean, our tagline speaks for itself. Stay home, stay safe, shop online. It's something that we promote within our company as well. It's extremely important to not put yourself at extra risk by going into a shop or a physical store. Loot literally provides everything for you online. We even have a clothing section at the moment, so everything you possibly need, you'll get on.
So we've got no one to get dressed up for.
We've got tracksuits. Come now. We want to be comfortable. We're working from home. Everything is available.
Yeah, a little
Just
sporty
check it out.
glam. Thank you so much. Thanks for going to the effort and thanks for playing along. And I'm so glad that your oxygen levels are sitting at 96%. That's awesome. Well, hopefully that's inspired you to go to loot.co.za, not just for PPE equipment, but the convenience of being able to shop at home in the comfort and safety, most importantly, of your own space. And of course, the range speaks for itself.
Over 19 million products across 18 categories and get it couriered to your door with our contactless and safe delivery. So shop local, stay home, stay safe, and shop online with loot.co.za.
Thank you so much, guys. And on to some of your news from around the world. And this is your final report. Now, police have arrested 6 suspects after being found in possession of ivermectin tablets worth 6 million rand. Customs officials at OR Tambo International Airport seized the drugs from India. The suspects had intended to sell them illegally. They were charged with carrying unregistered medicine and importing the drugs without a license. Ivermectin has been in demand after it was conditionally approved by the health products regulator locally to treat some COVID-19 patients. Not so good news for motorists is that the Department of Energy has announced that the price of petrol will increase by 81 cents from midnight tonight. The price of diesel will rise by 59 cents a litre, and that of illuminating paraffin also by 59 cents. The department cited as reasons for the price increase that the average international product prices for petrol, diesel and illuminating paraffin have increased and the rand had depreciated against the US dollar. On to international news. The British government has announced sanctions against 4 Zimbabwean security officials, accusing them of human rights abuses, including killing protesters. The state security minister, as well as the heads of the police, the international agency, and the former chief of the Presidential Guard, will have any assets in the UK frozen and will be banned from visiting. The UK referred to the killing of protesters during post-election violence in 2018. In a tweet, Zimbabwe's government said none of the officials targeted had any assets in the UK. 49-year-old treasure hunter Kevin Duckett was trawling a field in Leicestershire, England, when he came across what he thought was a tinfoil cake covering under a tree, only to discover it was a gold object. It's believed to be the centerpiece jewel of King Henry VIII's lost crown that has been missing for 400 years since Oliver Cromwell abolished the British monarchy in the mid-17th century. Once the British Museum verifies the jewel's authenticity, Duckett will be obliged to sell it to them at a price set by an independent board. And now for some inspiring news regarding the Jab. The internationally renowned Global Youth Choir, very appropriately yesterday, released a new song encouraging South Africans to get vaccinated. This as South Africa yesterday received the first shipment of COVID-19 vaccines from Serum Institute in India. Now that the vaccines are here, let's encourage one another to get the jab and do the jabba jabba. The choir's Twitter post read, Choir Master Ralph Schmidt said everyone needs to do what they can to end COVID-19, encouraging South Africans to support the vaccine will help South Africa support the vulnerable and return to normal as soon as possible. Schmidt said that they hope their message particularly resonates with young people and encourages them not only to take the vaccine, but encourage their friends and family to do so too. Choir members echoed Schmidt's call for South Africans to get vaccinated as soon as they can. The vaccine is going to help us get back to a normal life again, they said. That's a wrap of your news right here on Expresso. Over to Graham. Here are your sports headlines.
I'm sure jiving at the moment. We start with cricket news and the Dolphins, who are through to the final. They claimed a 3-wicket win over the Cape Cobras at the Sandwich Park in Potchefstroom to reach the Momentum One-Day Cup final. Robbie Freelinck and Sunorama Mutasamy both posting half centuries and picking up 2 wickets each to help guide the Dolphins to that win. The Dolphins will now face the winner of that second semi-final between the Lions and the Knights, and that kick-starts today at 10 a.m. Now on to rugby news. Western Province and Stormers loose forward Yaku Kutsia has been released early from his contract with the teams to join English Premiership team Bath. Kutsia earned 22 caps for the Stormers and a further 36 caps for Western Province in his 4 years as a senior player. Western Province head coach John Dobson thanked Kutsia for his contribution on and off the field in his time down in Cape Town. And then finally on to motorsports. AlphaTauri driver Pierre Gasly has become now the 6th Formula One driver to test positive for COVID-19. The 24-year-old Frenchman said that he is feeling okay and will continue to follow his training plan from home while in isolation. Reigning Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton, of course, also contracted the coronavirus last year and ended up missing races as a result. The 2021 Formula One season will start officially in Bahrain from the 26th to the 28th of March. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning. Let's get one last look at the weather.
Thank you so much, G. Here's a final look at the weather. Now, of course, we love starting our day off by hearing from you, our viewers, and how it works, you may ask. Well, we ask you to send through your sunrise photos from wherever you may be, and you sure have come through this morning. We started off with Verity Barnes Herbert from Rubik West, who was sharing this gorgeous photo of the sun rising over the mountains. Another one came through from Shivanu Reddy, who sent us this glorious sunrise showing off the blue, pink, and golden hues in her area. Portia Samuels Rai also shared this beautiful skyline from Kales River, and then lastly Tandeka Mhoza shared this grey morning in Pendler KZN. Again, thank you so much to everyone that shared their morning views with us, and don't forget to share your location with us when sharing your sunrise photos, so we are able to give you a brief update on the weather in your area too. Keep sharing those sunrise pictures with us on the Expresso Facebook page. We absolutely love seeing them, and we also love welcoming our local and international viewers to take part in this too. Now, yesterday morning we reported on the hectic snowstorm that was due to hit the US East Coast yesterday. This materialized, and with wind gusts of up to 80 kilometers per hour, creating blinding blowing snow. 60 centimeters have already fallen, and New York City has declared a state of emergency. Now, non-essential travel is restricted. Schools have been closed, and some 75% of flights into John F. Kennedy Airport have been cancelled. It has already been snowing on the East Coast, with California experiencing more than 2 meters of snow last week. And this meant playtime for the panda pair, which is Mai Jiang and Tian Tian, at the Smithsonian National Zoo in Washington. Here they are seen frolicking, slipping and sliding in the thick snow. Now, their 5-month-old cub Ji briefly braved all the snow before opting to head back inside very hurriedly. The video of the panda's antics in the snow rapidly went viral on social media, and we can understand why. They're so cute. Right now, here is a final look at the temperatures for today. We kick it off with Polokwane. You can expect a low of 17 today, peaking at 22. Rain coming your way in Mbombela, ranging from 18 to 19. If you're out and about in Pretoria, expect some thunder showers with a low of 16 and a high of 18. Johannesburg, 100% rain can be expected with a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 16. Mahikeng ranges from 16 to 18, and then Klerksdorp coming through with a low of 15 and a high of 17. Kimberley, for you it is a low of 16, peaking at 25. Bloemfontein ranges from 15 to 23, and then Richards Bay expects some rain with a low of 19 and a high of 22. Pietermaritzburg, 16-21. South Africa's playground Durban ranges from 21 to 24, and then Tata reaches a low of 15 and a high of 23. East London, 19-25. Craddock coming through with a low of 18, peaking at 34. The friendly city of Port Port Elizabeth PE ranges from 18 to 26, and George can expect a low of 17 and a high of 25. If you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town today, your low is 18 with a high of 28. Worcester reaches a low of 14, peaking at 36. Sutherland 12, 30, and last but definitely not least, Uppington reaches a low of 18, peaking at 35. Whatever the weather, wherever you find yourself, make sure that it is a happy Tuesday today.
Listen, our musical guests this morning just have a way of uplifting the spirits and the energy in studio and hopefully in your living rooms. Earlier on, they gave us a magical performance, their own composition of a song titled Amabuto. But here they are with the second performance of the morning. Please welcome Abigail, La Marimba Band, with their own composition once again of a song titled Umkatakata. But before you guys play, Luto, what does the word Umkatakata mean?
Umkatakata is a machine gun. This song was inspired by the history of our country.
I love that, and I cannot wait to hear it. Please take it away. continue playing, but softer so that they can hear me.
Oh, okay.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. It is Tuesday, and it is time for our Health Tuesday talk this morning. And as we know, the coronavirus will not cause serious problems for most people, but there are certainly groups of people at higher risk for serious complications, such as those with cancer. Now, World Cancer Day will be commemorated this Thursday, the 4th of February, and this day raises awareness of the global impact of cancer and also increases the understanding of prevention, detection, treatment and care. Now, specialist surgeon Dr. Justice Apfelstedt is here to discuss cancer during the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, if you have any questions about cancer during the COVID-19 pandemic,
please
you can, please call us. The number is on your screen right now. Doctor, so good to have you with us this morning.
Jamie Lee and Graham, and above all, viewers, good morning.
Good morning. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I know a very difficult time for the entire medical fraternity because we are grappling with so many permutations relating to COVID-19, and we often, I think so many of these really important days that raise awareness have been forgotten because the pandemic has overshadowed them. But World Cancer Day is coming. Maybe you can give us a bit of background as to why World Cancer Day was established.
There's still too little awareness about cancer in all its forms out there, and what we also must say that cancer is becoming more and more treatable, in many cases due to early detection, even curable. So it's not a disease that should be neglected. When you have symptoms, you should see your doctor and have the problem seen to.
And this information is key, yeah.
Yeah, and that should happen also during the COVID-19 epidemic. I must emphasize that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're bringing this up because it's all about the awareness and early detection. Like you said, it is treatable. But with regards to this year, the Thursday, the 4th of Feb, what is the theme for World Cancer Day?
Once again, it's awareness, early detection, even in times of COVID. And I want to illustrate this a little bit. If we have a look at my special field of interest, which is breast cancer, if a woman decides for fear of becoming infected in a hospital environment not to go and have attended to a lump that she feels in her breast, then we get what we call stage migration. The cancer advances. And if you neglect breast cancer for something like 6 months, which I've seen in practice quite often, then you migrate one stage higher. That means, for example, if you migrate from stage 1 to stage 2, and even with best treatment, you will decrease your long-term survival over 5 years by about 6%, and even longer to 10 years by even more. Wow. Let's put that into relation. Your chances of dying of a COVID-19 infection, just a thumb suck, is about 0.6%. So this represents a 10 times higher mortality that you're suffering because you're neglecting your cancer. It is even more for more advanced stages of cancer. Migration from stage 2 to stage 3 increases by the factor of 20 to 30 times higher mortality.
Wow. And it's amazing that information and how we feel, the public perception is what is keeping people away. And very often, hospitals, the way that they are being set up now during this COVID-19 period, they're some of the safest places you can be because of what, what is being done there, the measures being taken. I've got to ask, in your field, are there certain unique risks relating to COVID-19 for those with cancer, especially breast cancer in your speciality?
I want to emphasize that most of the academic hospitals here in the Western Cape and elsewhere in the country have specialized breast clinics. You will not encounter COVID patients there. Merely if by accident somebody has got breast cancer and COVID, which also happens, but it's rare. And those people are asked to leave immediately and go to have their COVID-19 seen to, because that is easier and short-term treatable. Now, let's come back to breast cancer, or to other cancers, for example, colorectal cancer. There are specialized clinics for it. In these, your cancer can be seen to as if it would be normal times. What we're seeing, however, is that for the individual treatment modalities, we have problems. Now, I'm a surgeon. It has been well known and publicized here in the Western Cape as elsewhere in the country. Theater personnel has been withdrawn from theaters for about a month because the nursing staff was needed in the wards to ventilate patients. And if for 4 weeks we can't operate, then that is a major catastrophe for us. Yeah. Now, if we look at the other treatment modalities, radiotherapy can run through. It does not impact on COVID-19 infections. If we look at hormonal treatment for cancer, it also doesn't impact on COVID-19. Biologicals have not been demonstrated to have any effect on COVID-19. The question arises with chemotherapy, but there we recommend that our patients continue with their chemotherapy regimens because they're given for a defined benefit, which is usually by orders of magnitude bigger than the risk of a COVID-19 infection. And there's an interesting aside. Because most of the mortality in COVID-19 is due to a reaction, a very severe reaction of the immune system to the virus, but not necessarily by the virus itself. The immunosuppressive effects of chemotherapy, speculated, we don't have no data about it, might actually help the patients to get through through a COVID-19 infection. Don't take it for granted. We don't have no figures about it. But here and there we see patients with COVID-19 infections that go through chemotherapy and they're not really suffering that much.
All right, the most important thing, awareness, awareness, awareness. Don't let COVID-19 or a fear of going to hospitals to receive the right kind of treatment, that first consultation that might save your life, don't let it stand in your way. The doctor is going to stay with us. If you've got any questions, you can go over to our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or give us a call. We'll keep that number on screen. But right now, I think some beautiful sounds need to permeate the studio.
We're starting a band, baby. No, I am kidding. We're actually joining the Abigail Marimba band here in studio. They have been elevating the spirits and the sounds straight from here in our studios into your living rooms. But it's time for us to learn a thing or two about playing. So I've decided to ask Carl and Ryle over there to join me in learning a thing or two about marimba bands, or at least try to play a song. And Luto is going to show us how to get through it. Luto, which song are you going to teach us?
Oh, we're going to teach you Imbube.
Imbube.
In the jungle, yes.
In the jungle.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. I love that. So,
Okay, this is a 10. Luvo is gonna show Carl. There's some notes here.
Okay.
Yeah, some basic things, ne? Don't do. And Sisonke, yeah, is gonna teach Ryle bass.
Okay.
Yes.
I got the bass.
Yes.
You've got the bass. Got the bass. Got the bass.
And I'm gonna show Kuhle. I don't know if I must do that because she already showed me magic here.
Oh, okay. As for magic, okay, I may know something, but it's a surprise. Okay, let's start there at the back. Okay, Ryle.
Okay. It's in 4 counts.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Okay, I think I can do that.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Quickly. Are you joking me?
No, you've got it.
I'm gonna take it home.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, Cole.
Wow.
Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Hey, what? Hey.
Hey.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay. We've got this.
Yes.
Should we just go for it now, team?
Right, we've got to be in sync, eh?
Yes.
We have to be in
Cool.
tune.
Flow
Okay.
states.
Oh, you need to actually show me.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You're the Beyonce of Marimba. Oh, that's the easiest one.
That's true.
Dun, dun, dun. Can you hear that, guys? In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lions sleep tonight. Okay. Whew.
Wow.
Let's get this going, team. Are you ready?
Wait, where are we starting? We're going to start with you, Carl, on the bass, or what?
Both at the same time.
Right,
Oh, wait,
right.
no, Luto.
Okay, we can start with tenor.
Okay.
Yes. Tenor.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes. Hey.
And then when it crashes, you enter.
Hey! What? Hey! 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 Abigail, the Marimba band in the building. Okay, they're going to show us what they are made of with one more performance coming a little later on. Make sure you stay tuned right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I have no idea why I'm so tired.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
All right, here we go, the Feel Good Breakfast Show, and Raul, I think we are going to retire and become Marimba stars. Thank you so much. I just do appreciate that. If you missed out, we, these guys are fantastic. The Marimba band setting the rhythm, and you have been fantastic at responding at our social media posts. We asked you something very simple: what is your go-to karaoke song? And you answered so beautifully.
You did indeed, and of course you can't choose that beautiful song that we just played because that just got released. But of course we're coming through with our first comments, and Amanda Kluter says, "Good morning, Expresso family. My favorite karaoke song is Someone Like You by Adele." Oh, it's such a good song. In the feels.
Bring that voice out, Raul. Don't hide that voice out. Just go for it. And then Ashman Pillay says Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, was one. A proper classic there by Uncle Kenny. Unfortunately, we lost him last year, but the music lives on.
It does indeed. And then Josephine Pickstone coming through. "Good morning, family. Expresso show, SABC3. My favorite karaoke song is Let's Hear It For The Boys, Let's Hear It For My Man. That song's on fire when I sing that song every day and hit the dance floor." You know that one, Cole?
Yes, let's hear it for the boy. Ding, 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 ding. And that's all I know.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is... Oh, you see, I'm glad somebody brought in some rock music here, man. A go-to karaoke song for Katlego Mokoena is Evanescence, Bring Me To Life. That's still a jam.
That is a power song,
It's still a jam today.
Indeed it is. And then Mazine de Villiers says, "Good morning, Expresso family. My song is I'm a Woman of Tony Braxton." Oh, yes, putting it up. I think that gets everybody feeling empowered, eh?
Indeed. And then Mikhail Essex saying, Kenny Rogers, She Believes in Me. Something nice and soulful as well, you know, with that rugged type of voice. I mean, karaoke always works with that one.
Can't do wrong, Kenny. And last but not least, we've got Sandra February saying, "Good morning. My one and only favorite karaoke song is I Will Survive." And say that because that was my one and only time I could sing karaoke, which was my 21st birthday party. And I never sung again, and I don't think the audience survived. Well, Sandra, if you've been watching the show, you can join us for our karaoke tunes, which come through every week, and you can be a part of all the fun and mayhem. And of course, you're going to do something a little bit later on the show, but before we get to it, let's see what's happening with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, superb performance. Put us in a fantastic mood, so thank you so much for that. Right now, though, we're going to continue a vitally important discussion, not just because World Cancer Day is coming up on Thursday, but because we need to be spreading awareness around this every single day of the year. And we are very lucky to have Specialist Surgeon Dr. Justus Appelstadt in studio with us, dancing a moment ago, but we're going to let him do what he does best, and that's answer your questions today relating to cancer as it relates to the coronavirus, because obviously the pandemic has put added pressure on our medical system in a way that we've never experienced before, but it's also changed our mindset. And I think a lot of people, as you mentioned, are too scared, if you find a lump, too scared to go into hospital because you are worried about contracting the virus. So we want to dispel that. That is not the case, but I really am interested to find out what sort of an impact the coronavirus and the stress, the pressure that's put on the medical system is having on the treatment of cancer. You've touched on it, but maybe you can elaborate a bit more.
Yes, I've alluded to the worsening of prognosis by people not coming to a hospital, then the scarce health resources that we have preventing us from doing necessary things, but on the converse side, that most of cancer treatments are not impacted by COVID. However, there's also a beneficial effect of COVID-19 because we now see people have a move towards living healthier. And that is, I think, what in the long term will be a positive effect. The other thing that strikes me about COVID is resource allocation. And that's always critical in a country with limited resources. And sometimes it may be hard to say, yes, we are not going to take care of all COVID-19 patients because we also have the cancer patients to look after. Because if you're diagnosed with cancer, in contrast with COVID, where it's painfully clear, within 4 weeks you will know that the patient survives or dies. And this is now something that's very hard. And this is something that goes to my heart, especially in breast cancer, but also for any other cancer. The cancer victim does not die in a hospital and in public 4 weeks later or before that even. It takes a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
It's a battle, yeah.
And then it happens at home and it doesn't come into the statistics easily. And that is the tragedy about it. Once again, delaying the diagnosis will have a much bigger, by orders of magnitude, effect on your chance of long-term survival than a COVID-19
Then if you contract the virus.
And the risk of a COVID-19 infection in a care environment is actually low.
And what do you have to say to those people that fear contracting COVID-19 and so they delay again the process of early detection and going for the diagnosis because they do not want to come into contact, so they'd rather stay at home as opposed to actually get tested and go out there?
You know, we spoke earlier about the motto of the World Cancer Day. It is, I am and I will. Take action in your neighborhood. Take these women, take these men, take them out of their home environment and explain to them it is much worse sitting at home. So here's something that you can do in your neighborhood. And where at all possible, take them to a place where to a diagnostic place that is in a hospital, a specialized clinic, or there are also here in the Western Cape, there are specialized clinics outside of hospitals that can diagnose, where you will see only specific people of that cancer and no COVID-19.
I mean, our hospitals, our medical staff have had 9 months to get to grips with how to deal with this pandemic, and they are doing it. They are doing it brilliantly. So don't let that fear stand in your way. We've got Ilse now joining us on the line from Port Elizabeth. Ilse, a very good morning from the team here in studio. What is your comment or your question for the doctor?
Good morning to the Expresso team, and good morning to doctor as well. My problem started about a year ago, just before when the lockdown kicked in. I'm having a lump here in my lower abdomen. So when I went to the clinic, they said it could be gynecological, it's a gynecological problem. But then I went for a colposcopy after that, where they removed precancerous cells. And then also the last gynecological exam was clear. They said the lump has nothing to do with that. It might be my colon. So I was just wondering, should I do further investigation or should I just leave it? Because there is quite a few other symptoms like weight loss and a few other symptoms that relate to that. So I don't know if I should go for further testing and if it could be cancer or should I just leave it?
Obviously, you should go for further testing. A lump that has arisen that you suddenly become aware of should be diagnosed until there is a good diagnosis on it.
A definitive answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so the short answer is yes, go and get further testing. Whatever you need to do that, don't take any chances in this case. Elsa, I hope that helps.
Thank you.
And if need be, go for a second opinion on it.
Okay.
It's also very important.
With regards to treatment also now in this space, what can patients ensure to make sure that they're still getting the treatment during COVID-19?
I think the treatment organizations in this country are well suited and well willing to continue with treatment. We've seen that in the public sector. We doctors have been available and willing to treat people. In the private sector, things continue virtually as normal. Obviously, we make certain adaptations. For example, when we couldn't operate, we tided people over with systemic treatments, as we call them, like hormonal treatment or biologicals, and a combination of that with chemotherapy to come into a calmer time. So there are ways and means of dealing with it. But the patient must come to us, please.
I'm just going to reiterate, and we're going to pick up the conversation again in a moment with the doctor, but I, during the first peak, had to spend some time in hospital, and I can tell you I didn't feel any risk whatsoever. Our hospitals are prepared and ready for what needs to happen, so don't let that stand in the way of you getting a diagnosis. If you have found a lump, if anything is concerning you, not just around World Cancer Day, but any day, make sure that you seek the right kind of help. It's all about early detection. We're going to continue the conversation in a moment.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso in SABC3, and we chatted to loot.co.za a little earlier about some incredible offers for you, and this is one of them.
Yeah, exactly that. So this week only, Loot is offering 30% of all masks purchased between the 2nd and the 5th of February 2021, and that's when you're using the coupon code MASKUPSA at your checkout. So don't miss out on this incredible offer, and remember to stay home, stay safe, and shop online at loot.co.za in the safety of your own home.
Do take advantage of that. And don't forget, Mask Up SA.
Shop over 19 million products across 18 categories and get it couriered to your door with our contactless and safe delivery. So shop local, stay home, stay safe, and shop online with loot.co.za.
Thank you so much. Continuing our very important discussion this morning with Specialist Surgeon Dr. Justice Appelstadt. We are still taking your calls, and we've got Karif on the line right now. Karif, a very good morning. What is your question?
Good morning. I'm Idris Karif. I've got a hairy red cell leukemia, which is in remission at the moment, and I want to know if I can take the vaccine.
Very good question.
What?
So he's undergoing treatment right now, and he wants to know if he'll be able to take the vaccination.
Yes. Yes. The short answer is yes.
Okay, Karif. Hopefully that helps, and we hope that you continue on a positive path in your own journey. Thank you so much for asking that question. Any foreseeable complications you see in this next phase of vaccine rollout, treatment of coronavirus as it impacts your specific specialization?
As a matter of fact, not, because we have seen now that we cannot predict anything in this epidemic. Now, who would have thought that we have a second wave of the severity that we had? Nobody thought it would end or come to a improvement that fast as it's now coming to. So there are many vagaries. What we know is that the majority of cancer treatments doesn't impact the vaccination. There's a question still about chemotherapy, but we will see about that. Anyway, I've specifically spoke about that earlier, that it may not be as detrimental as it is has previously been thought. Once this is all over, I would hope that we can continue treating cancer patients normally and that they come out of this fear spiral. But do not believe any form of theories, rumors, or anything. The vaccines that are coming to this country from the Serum Institute of India, for which I have enormous amounts of respect, are tried and tested. Moderna, BioNTech, Roche, all very good vaccines. It's much less painful, small prick, than lying on the intensive care unit with the COVID-19 epidemic and losing your family or parts of your families to COVID-19.
Yeah.
Definitely putting our mind at ease for this next wave, but also sometimes people are still finding it difficult to cope with regards to the COVID-19 and cancer. Maybe you can put them a bit more at ease with some top tips to prevent us from stressing over this period.
Well, I can offer our experience. We had several patients that had COVID-19 that are cancer patients, and they coped very well. So don't be too much afraid of COVID-19. Yes, it's in the public eye. People tragically die of it, but unfortunately, it's something that happens in combination. But most of the cancer treatments can and should go ahead
and
as planned.
Still going on.
Because the cancer mortality, I want to reiterate it again, is much worse than the COVID-19 mortality.
And it's an impossible choice, yes, but these are the choices that the medical fraternity has had to make over this period. Let's get back to the heart of World Cancer Day and awareness, and specifically breast cancer. What is your advice to women in South Africa right now? What do you want them to know in terms of making sure that they are checking themselves regularly so that they can get the relevant kind of treatment when they need it?
Do the same thing as you would have done without COVID. Number one, self-examine your breasts as soon as you have some. You know, some human beings never develop breasts like you and me. Self-examine them after your menstruation. From age 40, see that you get a screening mammogram. when you have a lump, no matter what age in your breast, even if you're a male, yes, I'll give that to you.
For sure.
Then go and seek medical help immediately. Don't delay.
Who is the first person we should go to if we discover a lump? Can you go to speak to your GP? Do we need to go to a specialist?
It doesn't matter. Go to your GP. Your GP will refer you appropriately, examine you, refer you appropriately. Go to your day hospital. They will refer you appropriately. South Africa is actually, in the public sector, very well geared to take care of breast cancer in most provinces, specifically here in the Western Cape, in Gauteng, in KwaZulu-Natal. Systems are working. In the private sector, if you're then so rich, you can also go to a specialist. First person would be a surgeon.
I don't know about you, but I feel a bit...
I feel much lighter, and that's not generally the case going into a cancer awareness discussion. But all things considered, I think you've really hit the nail on the head, that life is moving on and treatment is moving forward, and there is a lot of hope for people suffering with cancer, but you need to detect it as early as possible and receive treatment. Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. And do I get to take home one of the delicious desserts that you made earlier?
You get a dessert, and I promise you'll get an opportunity to dance again. But thank you so much for your questions as well. A vitally important discussion.
Doctor, you're also invited to come dance with us here on this final performance. It has been a great start to the morning as we have been enjoying the sounds of Abigail Marimba Band. They have graced the Expresso stage with wonderful performances. Sadly, we have reached the final one, but I just want to give a shout out to Ekugule, to Kaeli, Chanyanga, Gwalanga. You are represented. These are our people. So make sure that we also get in touch with them on their Facebook page, Abigail Marimba Band, and their website, and to book them for your wonderful functions this festive, imagine, this month of love. Simply call them on 084-877-7113 or email info@eventsinc.co.za. Without wasting any more time, here they are performing a cover of the song Balea by Delbert. Take it away.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome everybody, you're back, we are live and in charge right here on the Expresso show. And last week, we challenged you to our weekly karaoke session. And this week, it is your time to shine. Now, Jamie took on the challenge to sing Wanna Be by the Spice Girls. But before we kick off the entertainment, I'm challenging G to sing a song for next week. Brother, what's it gonna be?
I'm all nervous now. I was going to go with because just so our range could fit
finally,
in, because that was our real house. Then I was like, oh no, Carstens was here, Another Universe. What a cool song to sing, but I've got to go back to my roots, where it all began for me, my singing prowess, where my talent was first discovered. We're going to go with Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
The bar has been set. So tune in next week for that. But right up, we've got our main Spice Girl in the building. You ready, Jamie Domberg?
What spice are you?
I've got to be Old Spice. I have to be.
You said it, I didn't. I wasn't shady this time.
I was going to go with Sporty Spice, but after that, I'm going to go Nature Spice.
Nature Spice?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it.
Nature Spice.
I'm Old Spice. Well, DJ, hit it. If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what you really. It's zigzag.
You want my future?
With my friend. Friendship never ends.
You wanna be my lover, you got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
By that, now you know how I
feel. Yes.
Say you could handle my love. Are you for real?
Are you for real?
I won't be hasty. I'll give you a try. If you really bug me, then I'll say goodbye.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I wanna really, really, really wanna zig zig.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta take my friend.
Friendship never ends.
If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is. Story from A to Z.
You wanna get with me, you gotta listen carefully. You got M in the place who likes it in your face. You got G like MC, like it in the easy V. Didn't come for free. She's a real lady. As for me, you'll see. Tell me what you want. Well, I don't know those words. Stand your body down and wind it all around.
If you want me lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Make it last forever, 'cause friendship never ends.
If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
Wow, this is not easy.
You gotta slam, 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 slam. Yeah! Slam your body down and wind it all around. Slam your body down and wind it all around. Slam your body down and wind it all around.
Slam your body down and zig a zig.
Oh, boom.
Slam it up.
If you wanna be my lover. Ow!
That was challenging.
There you have it, Mzansi. Once again, the bar has been set low. So all you got to do is sing along and join us and post your videos to our WhatsApp line. That's 071-640-6551. And you can be setting the bar a little bit higher for us. Please.
Come on, baby. Hit me one more time. Come on, one more time. You can do it.
I loved every second of that.
I'm thinking about that. That was one of the best renditions of Wannabe I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, it had so much spice to it.
Oh,
100%. If it was a spice, it would be Peri Peri.
Peri Peri Spice,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Do you know Graham's Spice Girl's name?
I'm aware it's Old Spice.
Oh, 100%.
One of my favorite fragrances from my dad's day. But either way, I mean, well done, guys. They deserve a round of applause. They really do.
Honestly,
Thank you so much.
one
Well done.
more time.
Well done, team.
next week, same time, same place on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. In fact, guys, please come join us.
Come on.
Make sure to send your videos to G's
Old
Old
Spice.
Spice's song Hit Me Baby one more time to the number 0716406551, and we will include it in next week's karaoke performance.
And
How
get
was
out
that?
there, man. I have a feeling that Don Wig might make an appearance for that one. That was great, man.
Oh, wow. You got
We've
him
danced
something.
today. You guys, your marimba was amazing. So
Yeah.
thanks
Girl.
for that.
Yeah,
Bringing a
shout
little
out.
bit of credibility to the show. Thanks to the doc. Thanks to all of you. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.
Bye. If you want to be my lover.
Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.